MetaShare is a proven thing too. For over 30 years, it's a Christian community of more than 400,000 members. And here's the thing too, if you join before November 30th and you mention the promo code SHARE, you'll get another $150 savings. So I'll give you the number here in a second, but just call. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. And again, the deadline's November 30th. So call now and you'll save even more. Here's the number, 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE, 855-51-BIBLE.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Sun Devil football returns to Mountain America Stadium to face the arch-rival Arizona Wildcats in the Territorial Cup game, Saturday, November 25th. Scattaboo sets up, throws downfield, caught for a touchdown by Elijah Badger. Get your tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Be there, be loud, and wear gold. Scattaboo lowers his head, bounces off a tackler, gets to the 10, to the 5, to the end zone. Touchdown, Devils!
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
Can I open it now?
I think you've waited long enough.
Yeah, go for it, kiddo.
I already have this baseball cap.
Not this one.
Look a little closer, sweetheart.
It's signed?
Yeah, buddy.
I can't believe it.
Do you still have that card all these years later? Do you have trading cards that's been sitting in a box for decades? Scottsdale Cards is who you want to call first. The Valley's card, comic book, and collectibles expert since 1989. Scottsdale Cards is your source to sell your trading cards and other collectibles, including those comic books you've been doing nothing with. We are always interested in buying your vintage sports cards and comic books, certified autographs, memorabilia, and collectibles. So what collectibles do you have stored away? They could be worth thousands. Call or text 480-419-2990. That's 480-419-2990. Or go to scottsdalecards.com. That's scottsdalecards.com. Or search Scottsdale Cards on your mobile phone today.
K2SN10P. Also transmitting on K25CDV
99.3 FM.
K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
People settle down because it's time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Friday. No, it's Wednesday here on the Daily Blender. It's our Friday because we won't be here on Thursday or Friday. So today, getting into the Thanksgiving holiday weekend, for us is a Friday, but it's a Wednesday that we're going to treat like a Thursday. If you're not confused, well, you've listened to this show way too long. You should probably find something else to listen to. It's about that time. But if you are confused, usually on Thursday, we do our NFL fan pick'em picks, and we also do our fantasy football questions with fantasy girl Rosalie Michaels. Well, we're not doing that tomorrow because we're stuffing our faces full of turkey and football. So today, Rosalie Michaels will be with us in the 5 o'clock hour to answer your fantasy football questions. We're going to do our Harmon Solar NFL fan pick'em picks in the 4 o'clock hour. And then in this hour, in about 20 minutes, we're going to have Keon Rose's college football dance party, Hate Week edition. That's right.
Yeah.
It is Hate Week. And I'm not going to tell Keon how to do his picks. I'm not going to, lean on him with any sort of bias. But if he picks anything other than ASU, he doesn't need to come back next Monday.
Well, that's true.
I just think that's weird that you have so little faith in me that you think that I would sit here and actually say the good things about you, Arizona, on the most intense week of
Yeah.
the college football season for both of these teams.
Well,
This is no
How-
day for integrity.
How dare you?
0% integrity needed on this day, in this week of the year of our Lord hate week. All right. So anyway, so that's what we're doing here on the radio program. We're heading into week 12 of the NFL. All teams will play this weekend except for two. Dallas has a bye and the 49ers have a bye. So the rest of the teams will be playing.
well,
How did that joke go right past you?
well,
Let me repeat. Dallas has a bye
Yeah.
and the 49ers have a bye.
no, I don't. No.
Come on. Come
I see what you're doing.
No,
but
I get it. I'm wounded, hurt, and offended, but I get it.
Oh, yeah.
All right, fine. Yeah, the Dallas Cowboys are playing the Commandos tomorrow, and the
Yeah.
Seahawks are playing the 49ers tomorrow. It's like a bye. That's the thing. All right,
Hmm.
well, Ralph wasn't here, or else it'd probably be a lot more fun. Yeah, I'm just saying, he would take it personally.
And listen, Dallas is not. They have trouble with the teams that are down, but
It's
not
just,
out.
if your defense is ranked last in the league, doesn't that count as you being a 1-win team? And that
Yeah, listen. I mean, I have every feeling that Washington could. That's why they have to play the game, Keon. You just hold out hope. Hold out hope.
I mean, I'll be rooting for them.
And it is Dallas.
I'm not hopeful, but
Dallas does dumb
Yeah.
Dallas things.
Oh yeah.
I'm ready to go.
Well,
all of us are
McCarthy,
ready.
He's going to be so. He's not going to be focused on the game. Tomorrow's the biggest eating day of the entire year. I mean, you think he's going to be focused on the game and the game plan? Hell no. He's got like a 30-pound turkey somewhere. He'd be thinking about that, salivating on all the side dishes and the turkey. Are you kidding me?
Oh,
He'll
yeah.
be
The
counting
trough is
calories.
loaded right now,
my
ready to
God.
go.
A two turducken eating mofo.
And I'm just telling you right now, Washington could get a win out of this because McCarthy he's going to be so sidetracked. It's not even funny.
Well, it's amateur hour for him, though, if you think about it. That's that's a daily thing. But here's the thing that was really kind of, I don't know, is it disturbing? Dan Campbell is talking about his Thanksgiving plate. He said, must have is ham. I'm a big ham guy. I'm not a turkey guy. And as he started to talk, he started to get all hyped up like he was getting ready for a game.
Yeah,
I'm not a turkey guy. Let's just fried turkey. I'm not a dressing fan. I'm not a cranberry fan. I'll throw that right out to the dogs. Everything
What?
else, I'll load it right up top of each other. I'll stack, full stack. That's my Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
Well, hey,
whoa, hold on a second.
cranberry. I like the cranberry.
Well,
I mean-
let's unpack this. So he doesn't like turkey on Thanksgiving. He wants
Yeah.
ham. Hey,
Yeah.
power to eat what you want. Not a dressing fan. What are you talking about? That is the thing, that if you don't like turkey, we shove stuff you do like right up the keister of the bird. So there's something about it you will like. So he
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
like the turkey. He doesn't like the dressing. He doesn't like cranberries. And by the way, don't throw that out to the dogs. I'm pretty sure that's bad for them.
The
Could possibly
cranberries?
kill them. I think they might be bad for dogs. I'm not sure.
Right.
Everything else seems to be. And then he says, okay, then everything else right on top of each other. So he'll put the potatoes, and he'll put the green beans, and he'll put the pie and the yams and the whatever in one big nasty stack.
Yeah.
Dan Campbell's a madman.
Well, I mean, it's all going to the same place, isn't it? I mean,
Sure, it has the same exit, but it doesn't have to go in at the same time.
why not?
Because the tongue is involved.
It's efficient eating. Efficient eating. Efficient.
Taste buds are involved, and I agree. It wouldn't be me doing that, but there's nothing about what I've seen from Dan Campbell that makes this even remotely surprising. He is exactly the person that like, you see Dan Campbell show up for Thanksgiving for whatever reason he's at your house. You know exactly what he's going to do. He didn't have to say it. You knew he was going to be the guy
Yeah.
that stacked everything on top of each other.
Oh, yeah.
And just ate it in one giant plate of mush. Like, that's
No, I
Dan
mean,
Campbell.
I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah.
And listen, power to you, Dan Campbell. Do your thing, man.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
And him getting hyped up about it that's just Dan. He just
I think he gets hyped up about everything.
Pretty much everything. Yeah.
Anything and everything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He gets hyped up about the wash instructions on the back of a shirt. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
well, they're going to put it in the washer. You know, okay, easy. Swuzman says, hey, Jeffrey, good thing Rosalie is coming to the rescue for Keon. He's in League Two, and I'm heading towards the playoffs, and he's heading towards the cellar. Happy Thanksgiving, he says. Enjoy your weekend. I'm pet sitting with Cabo the German Shepherd, who, by the way, could kill all of us. And then he shows me a picture, sweet-looking German Shepherd sitting there on his bed next to the Christmas tree like he's the present. Next picture, full fangs and teeth out, and it looks like he's attacking Swuzman. So, yeah, he says, by the way, a little bit of plain turkey chunks for the dogs is what I recommend, but that is it. Yeah, as long as they don't have garlic, dogs should not have any kind of garlic. So whatever you're putting on that turkey, be aware of that before you hand that off to a dog. Baker's Cocky Hen says, Dan Campbell eats kneecaps. That's what he has on his side.
Well, I mean, listen, it's no secret. The man is very passionate. He's very passionate about everything he does.
Everything. Yeah. Baker's Cocky Hens also says, are you calling the stuffing dressing? No, I'm not. He is. I call it stuffing. I don't call it dressing. He says, either way, it's not very good. It depends on how it's made. If it's got big, nasty ass chunks of onions in it, ugh, I don't want it. But, you know what I love? I'm sorry. I don't care. You say what you want about me making it out of a box, but I love stovetop stuffing. I love stovetop stuffing.
Nothing wrong with stovetop.
I don't need it homemade.
No, get a little gravy on there. You're all
as long
good.
as you make it nice and fluffy and not too moist, then I'm fine. I'm good. I don't mind.
I was watching this guy preparing for this big week, and fortunately, I'm not on the stuffing duty this week. I'm on the turkey duty.
He said duty.
Yeah.
Duty.
Try to track with me, Jeff. Go.
Sorry.
Brand new turkey stuffing recipe that involves cornbread.
I'm listening.
Yeah. I can't wait to try that out.
Let me know how that goes.
I will.
Sounds like something I'd like to try.
Yeah, if maybe at Christmas time, maybe I'll bring some turkey and maybe this cornbread stuffing down to the station for you and Keon.
Yes, please. Charlie Boy says, hi, guys. Don't read this on air yet. Oh, okay. I'll share that with the boys at the break.
Is he having a baby?
Yes. Charlie Boy is pregnant.
Congratulations, Charlie Boy.
He'll be a wonderful mother. Stockton Slap says, I don't really care for Thanksgiving food. I'm more of a dessert type of guy. Pumpkin pie, flan, cheesecake, anything sweet. I'm stacking it like Dan. All right. That's cool, man. That's cool. My wife asked me, she's like, so what kind of pie do you want? I said, pie. Well, what kind? Just pie. There's no wrong answer on the pie.
Apple, peach, cherry, pumpkin, pecan.
Yeah. All of it's good. I
pie.
can't think of a pie I don't like. I mean, don't give me a cow pie.
Fair.
I'm sure there's something Moist One's about to text in. But outside of that, I'm ready. Hefty Lefty, I hate when people do this. I hate when he says, hey, I might not be here. I might not be here at 5, so I'm sending you my questions now. You realize I hate when you people do this. Because then.
So if you're not going to be here at 5.
Well, no, now I've got an unread text that just sort of floats there on the thing. And my OCD hates that. I try to. Why are you doing this to me? I don't.
Why would you text in if you're not going to be here with your question for Rosalie Michaels?
Probably because he's going to come back later and listen to the podcast and then say, there's my answer. I get it. Your time management is my OCD nightmare. But thanks, Hefty. We'll get that taken care of for you. Anything else we can do? Pick up your dry cleaning.
Clean your
Scrub
house.
your feet. What am I, Jesus over here? I'm not doing it. I mean, I'll ask you a question, but that's it. I don't scrub feet. Kyle G says the Dan Campbell team would play 2 games for a Madden Tudurkin on Thanksgiving. What the hell did you say?
A Tudurkin. Do you know what a Tudurkin is?
No, I know what that is, but what you're saying that Dan Campbell's team would play twice just to get that thing.
Maybe.
I don't think that's necessary. Hefty, I'm kidding. You're fine. Just, don't do that again. Donnie says, next day, turkey, ham sandwich, bam, mash them up, put them in there. You know what I'm saying? That includes mashed potatoes and stuffing. It's
Oh,
the
yeah.
one day out of the
Yeah.
year I look forward to the most. Day after Thanksgiving, and
Yeah, you
happy
get some-
Thanksgiving to all you turkeys.
Yeah, thanks, Donnie. Same to you. You get some of that sourdough bread. Oh man, and you warm that up just a little, and then you put some of that turkey gravy on it. Oh yeah, yeah.
Randy is got such a boner for that food. His internet connection can't handle it. Stockton Slap says some of us actually have to work more than 3 hours. Randy, we got to text ahead.
Do you think the show is the only work that we do?
Apparently.
Okay.
All these years.
Huh.
These years.
You've just been working 3-hour days, and I didn't know.
Over 20 doing this show, 10 at this place, and people still haven't figured out that my wife even says that's the perception of everybody, that you guys just work a couple hours and it's all ha 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 ha, ha and it's like we've got the easiest life.
This is the fun part. I wouldn't
I mean,
trade
we-
my
we-
job for most people's, but
we
come
start
on.
out at early in the morning. Jeffrey sometimes earlier than me. We start out early. We've got to start drinking right away.
Yeah, 6 a.m.
when we get out of bed. We've
Yeah.
got to start lubing the joints up right away.
And other things.
And then we got to have our cereal and other sundry of things for breakfast.
Right.
After that, we've got to take a nap, and then when we get up from the nap, we've got to go ahead and get that buzz going again.
Yeah, because it's worn off by then.
And then it's lunchtime. After a couple of sandwiches, then we take another nap, and then we get lubed up again just before we pregame, and then the show's. I mean, we work hard.
Yeah.
Damn it.
There's pregame, pregame. There's game, and then pregame, pregame.
Then there's postgame,
postgame, postgame game.
Yeah.
Postgame game, pro game,
Yeah.
and then we drink.
Look, man, we go through a lot of alcohol every day just for you all.
We probably have a problem. We probably have a
No.
problem, but we do this for you. We are sacrificing our livers for you.
For you, fourth dimension.
And this is the thanks we get. Heavy Metal Maniac says all pie is delicious except for mincemeat pie. That's disgusting. I don't think anything that has the word meat should be considered a Thanksgiving pie.
See, isn't that part of that English Christmas Carol?
And also,
No,
don't give me a
that's-
pot pie for
That's
Thanksgiving.
figgy pudding. It's
Yeah.
figgy pudding.
No, thank you. It's Patrick says happy Thanksgiving. Let's go Rams to destroy the Cardinals this weekend, he says.
Not
I don't
gonna
think
happen.
Randy says the same thing.
Not going to happen.
Flappy Max says Village Inn has no bad pies. Rock Springs up north. Any pie is the best
Oh,
pie.
my
You talking about
God.
Rock Springs? That's that place off of I-17 just
Yeah.
north of. My wife went in there, had some pie. Amazing.
Oh,
Village Inn, always a good go-to if you could reserve a pie and have that ready for you. For the big day. So
wait, Alex went into Rock Springs. When did she go?
with me,
Oh, when did you guys go?
I don't know. We
you
were
guys
driving.
go-
We were driving up north, and we hit it on
No.
the way. It's that
You
place
didn't-
that's on the west side of I-10, right?
Yeah, you didn't go in there on a Friday night, did you?
No,
Oh,
it was
good.
daylight. Why? What happens on
Good.
Friday night?
Well, at Friday night, usually on Friday night they have the hogs and heat. They all the bikers, they come from miles around and they go there to Rock Springs.
Glad we missed that because I'd have to fight my way out of that place with her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Somebody trying to put her on the back of a bike. If you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Mind if we dance with your dates? No, go right ahead. Go right ahead.
Mm.
All right. So what are we doing? I don't even know what's happening here. Scratch Me Because says, based on how much lube Randy says you guys do every day, you should be sponsored by KY.
It's not that kind of lube.
Can I just
It's
say
not
we
that-
should be sponsored by somebody?
It's not that kind of lube.
I
You're
don't
going to
care.
take me out of context. Take me out of context. But damn it, we're not talking about that kind of lube.
I don't care if it's Jiffy Lube, KY Lube. I don't care what. As long as they give us some money, I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't even care.
Yeah.
Hefty says Rock Spring pies are great.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
just not sure they're $20 each good.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a pricey slice of pie when I had it. It wasn't $20. I'm saying the full pie would be 20, but I don't know.
oh my God.
It might be $20 good.
Oh, I mean, I'm just sitting here right now thinking I feel like I'm Mike McCarthy right now.
Can I tell you why it's probably $20 good? Because of one trip I took through the Burger King drive-through. I bought a hamburger meal for me and my wife, and it was $20 for two people. Nobody else in the car, just the two of us. And it was $20. It's asinine how much fast food costs now. So if a couple of burgers and some drinks and some fries are $20 good, well, I think that pie is $20 good now.
Well, they got, Burger King's
inflation
got
hefty.
They got paid for those snappy jingles they got going on, those new commercials with that I'm sure Grammy award winning singer.
Yeah, the tone deaf guy.
Yeah.
I like it. I like his songs personally.
Yeah.
Beer Bob says, question for the grill guru, Randy.
Yes,
How
sir.
long should I smoke my 21.37 pound bird tomorrow?
At what temperature?
I feel like you should have started that today. I feel like you should already be cooking it.
At what temperature and what kind of device are you smoking on? I would, if it's around 275, I would imagine around 4 to 6 hours, depending on ambient temperatures and how thawed the turkey is. Hopefully, the turkey has been brined specifically in some sort of liquid, and you are spatchcocking. If you spatchcock it, it will cook faster than if you smoke it whole. No.
What?
No.
That's my spatchcock sound.
If you fillet it wide open and take the backbone out, then it will cook much quicker and much more even than if you cook it whole, by the way.
So for anybody who wants to maybe deep fry a turkey, let me just give you a piece of advice. Drive on down to the burn unit first.
Yeah.
Hang around in the waiting room for a little bit. See what comes through that door, and then think about whether or not you want to deep fry a turkey. And if you still want to deep fry a turkey, take that thing all the way down to the end of the driveway, as far away from other humans and your house as possible. Because you're likely, I can handle it. Okay. You are likely going to cause a flash explosion of fire and grease and misery. There's no reason to ruin it for everybody else.
No.
There's my advice to you if you were thinking about deep frying a turkey.
Just buy it. There are places that already sell the turkey. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but just go Google it and buy one.
A deep fried turkey?
Yeah. If you really want one that bad. I'm not saying you have to. I'm saying if you're hell bent on getting a deep fried turkey, let somebody else fry it and save yourself.
If you want a deep fried turkey, why don't you go play in the freeway, try to dodge traffic?
I don't think you end up with deep fried turkey, even if you succeed.
No, you won't. But it's about as dangerous as that. It's about as the same amount of chance of catastrophe as deep frying a turkey.
Stockton Slap says nothing like some spatch-cocked turkey.
Oh yeah,
with some banana cream pie.
Oh, there it is.
Feel like
when you fillet that turkey open, instead of putting stuffing and junk in there, you get that specific type of seasoning that you like to put on there, and you get it on the inside, and then it kind of permeates all the meat and everything. Oh, by the way, here's Randy's tip for you: if you're going to be smoking your turkey this year, try to work the skin up and get some of that seasoning underneath the skin, and get that in the meat there. Try to work that skin, and then if you want crispy skin, pull that back down and take some toothpicks and just kind of make sure you stick that skin back in place. But oh my God, you'll thank me later.
There you go. All right, let's take a break. We come back. We'll just talk a few Oh no, wait. When we come back, forget the random things. We were supposed to do the random things there. We'll do random things later. When we come back, it's time for Keon Rose's college football dance party. We have a lot to do today. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. The best way to start betting smarter is to sign up for a free VSiN subscription at vsin.com/subscribe. That's vsin.com/subscribe.
NFL Sunday, the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Los Angeles Rams in NFC West matchup in Glendale. Arizona's had Kyler Murray back at quarterback for the last two games. They're favored by 1.5, -102 against the spread. Los Angeles -120, getting the 1.5. The Rams expected to have Matt Stafford back. He had a thumb injury in their Week 9 game against Green Bay. Los Angeles -104 on the money line. The Cardinals -112. The over-under is at 44.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-511-3535. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-511-3535. 800-511-3535 or biglou.com.
Hey, Jeffrey O'Brien here. And listen, Phoenix has had over 53 days of 110 degree plus this summer. This last July alone, we had 30 consecutive days of 110 plus. And this summer heat might just be the new normal for summers here in Arizona. What you need to do is call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar could save you over 80% off your electric bills. They're locally owned, family-owned company. Call Harmon Solar for a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
The Sun Devil men's basketball season is fast approaching. Frankie Collins, who drives to the goal, dunks it in. Join the action this year and catch USC, UCLA, Washington, and Arizona when all come to Desert Financial Arena in the final year of the Pac-12 Conference. Collins, great spin move, drives to the basket and lays it in. Get your tickets today by calling 480-965-5812 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Sun Devil men's basketball, onward to victory.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here, host of You Better You Bet, reminding you to check out the show. Now, why should you check out You Better You Bet? Because we bring you the most fun. We bring you the most insightful, the most entertaining show in the wagertainment world. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come alongside them. Plus, you'll get the best betting analysis anywhere from myself, Ken Barkley, and some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. So tune in weekdays, noon to 3 on Arizona sports betting station, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Steady Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. And from what I understand, if you have not taken your turkey out of the freezer yet, you will be enjoying Thanksgiving Monday. Because depending on the weight, if it was a 20 to 24 pound bird, you should have taken that out last Friday, put it in the fridge. If it was 16 to 19 pounds, you should have put that in the fridge on Saturday. If it's just a 12 to 15 pound bird, that should have been moved on over to the fridge on Sunday. And then if it was just like a little itty bitty guy, 4 to 11 pounds, that was supposed to be in the fridge Monday. So if you're sitting there with anything that's frozen, this is not going to go well for you. It's going to be a rough day. I mean, I'm sure you can overcome it. I'm sure you can do some calculations and say, okay, if it takes 4 hours to cook at this temperature, then it should only take that much time to cook it at 1,800 degrees. I mean, whatever works for you, I'm sure you'll figure it out.
Exactly. Or try to fry it. Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. Like I said earlier, as far away from the house as possible and you know, have some gauze, maybe some Neospore in hand.
Have paramedics standing by. Yeah.
Just saying. Anyway, so there you go. 888-368-1580. Beer Bob says, hey, listen, man, turkey's already thawed off and in the wet brine. I got a Traeger Pro 575. I know you're not a big fan of the wood pallet smokers, but I'm working with what I got. I was thinking about DP in it in the spatchcock way, but I've never done it that way before. I'm worried it'll be dried out.
Well, if you've got it in a brine, it's probably not going to dry out. And I would use a lighter smoke, something like maybe a hickory or a pecan pellet if you have those. If not, you might want to run over to your local Ace or Lowe's or Home Depot or whatever and get some pecan wood. And that's a very gentle smoke. And then if you keep it around 275, 250 to 275, and just let it kind of slowly work its way. Make sure you get up in the breast. It needs to be 165, I believe, and in the leg of 175. I would also encourage you maybe about halfway through the cook when it gets up to about 120 degrees, maybe put it in a pan if you're worried about it being dry, and throw some chicken stock in there and some of your favorite seasoning, and then tent it and let it finish that way. But don't forget to put one of your temperature probes in there so you can monitor what's going on. 165 in the breast meat and 175 in the thigh.
Kyle G says deep fried turkey tastes like chicken. It's for the same type of people who eat boneless wings, which is just chicken nuggets. And Swazman says, be sure and lube the turkey with garlic aioli.
Well, the turkey that's deep fried is not like the same kind of thing as having boneless wings. Those are just nuggets. A deep fried turkey is still a turkey. It's just been fried.
You know what time it is right now? We're wasting all this turkey time.
I know.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for Keon Rose's college football dance party hate week edition.
Wow. That was intense.
Hate week edition.
Let's start out with like Jeffrey said, hate week edition. A lot of rivalry games going on this week. We saw some last night. We're going to see some on Thursday night as number 12 Ole Miss makes a trip over to take on Mississippi State at Davis Wade Stadium. Who do you have in this matchup on Thanksgiving evening?
Yeah, first off, I probably will sound like a broken record just because there are a number of teams in a very similar scenario. But Mississippi State is one game away from bowl eligibility. If they're able to beat Ole Miss, then that would make them eligible to go bowling, which, of course, everybody would like to do. They are 5-6 right now. In this particular game, though, I don't think it's going to matter. I think Ole Miss is just a much better football team, top to bottom, more well-rounded. And where it counts is having an easier time putting the ball in the end zone. Mississippi State has apparently decided with their new coaching staff to just tarnish the legacy of Mike Leach by not throwing the football, really, which is just an odd thing to do to take over for someone who is as great as Mike Leach was over the course of his entire college football career. And to just say, you know what, we're just going to be a ground and pound, run the football team. They don't score. Therefore, they don't really win like that. And against an Ole Miss team that's not just really good throwing the football, but, one of the top teams in that conference at doing it, I just don't have any faith in the Bulldogs to get it done, even at home. I'm going to take Ole Miss and the Rebels to win the Egg Bowl.
All right, on Black Friday, anytime you get Texas and Oklahoma together, it's usually a pretty good game. And last year, TCU played for the national championship of this college football series. This week, though, not so fortunate, not ranked, and they're heading to Norman, Oklahoma to take on the number 13 ranked Oklahoma Sooners. Who do you have in this hate week matchup?
Yeah, this one is a big one because, again, as I just mentioned, you got a team one game away from bowl eligibility. So a lot of these teams are going to be very, very desperate. Oklahoma's been really good defensively throughout the year. Brent Venables has done a really great job with that. I thought their quarterback, Dylan Gabriel, was having a great season until last week when he got injured in the game that they played against, I believe it was BYU. And Jackson Arnold, the freshman quarterback, had to come in, and he handled himself really well. I was impressed with how he was able to remain poised. He got thrown into the fire. And I know that BYU is not very good. And I know that TCU is a whole lot better. But I actually feel like I trust this kid to go out there and make the right decisions. They're not going to put too much on his plate. I don't think that they necessarily have to. I think the Sooners win. And the way things could shake out, could find themselves in a Big 12 title.
Okay. All right.
Thought they lost their way out of that, but I guess they scrapped back in it.
Well, should be fun to watch. That's high noon on Fox. Check your local listings. All right, next game on the docket here is high noon on Thursday or Friday, when Ohio takes on arch rival Akron. That's at Summit Field and Info Cision Com Stadium. Who do you have in this matchup?
Yeah, boy, this is not the most exciting game out there. But yeah, no, I'm trying
It's
to
hate week. How could it not be fun?
I mean, it's going to be fun, but it's just of all the matchups and all the ramifications. I don't know that I had this one necessarily on the top of my list. But
so you're searching now, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I'm not even really searching. It's just
kinda killing time here, are we? Jeffrey, do some dance moves while Keon does some searching.
It's
I thought you did all this off the top of your head.
I do some of it off the top of my head, but you throw Ohio and Akron at me. I'm not.
Come on, it's a big matchup.
Is it? Ohio's better. That is just they're better. I haven't watched all of the.
So you're taking Ohio to beat Akron.
Yeah, because Akron sucks, but that's.
All right.
I couldn't give you the breakdown as to why.
Can you give us a breakdown of Miami, Florida, traveling to Boston College? Let's take you back several years when Doug Flutie threw that prayer Hail Mary and Boston College beats Miami way back in the day. Let's fast forward. Miami comes calling on Boston College. Do you have this matchup on your the forefront of your thinking?
I mean, yeah, I think that this is a game where both of these teams are bowl eligible. So it's just I don't know exactly how we're going to see the most intense football, but I do think that Miami is still in a position where I don't trust them. That's just the long and short of it, is that the Miami plays great games week after week after week, and then sometime in the fourth quarter, and you never know exactly when, but it's usually at a pretty crucial moment that's going to turn the tide of the game. Miami makes some giant mistake, and then the game's just over for them, and then they seem to fall away. And I don't trust them to not do that, even against Boston College, because Boston College has been really, really solid and consistent every week of the season, even in some of the games that they've lost. I'm going to take Boston College to beat Miami, and that's going to cause a lot of problems, I think, for Mario Cristobal and company down there in Coral Gables.
All right, another big matchup in Texas. It's going to be at Darrell K. Royal Stadium, Texas Memorial Stadium there in Austin, when the number 7 ranked Longhorns take on Texas Tech. Who do you have in this matchup?
Well, obvious bias aside, I do pick Texas to win this game. I think Texas knows what's in front of them. If they win this game, they're in the Big 12 championship with a chance to make the college football playoff. And they've managed to win a bunch of games that in the past they may have lost. They may have lost that Iowa State game in the past. They may have lost the TCU game in the past, but they didn't do that this time. And they've played really well, even without Jonathan Brooks, the running back, and quite frankly, the engine of their team. Texas Tech, I don't think, has necessarily enough. I know that they would love to play spoiler here. The final hate week between these two teams. I know that Texas Tech would love to stop, Texas from winning the Big 12. They're just not going to be able to do that. They don't necessarily have, the same kinds of weapons that Texas has. Quinn Ewers has played, I thought, like under his level the last couple of weeks. I don't expect him to continue to play low. I think he's going to get back to where he was prior to his injury. And, Texas Tech historically does not seem to like stopping people on defense. So that's going to help too. I'm going to go with the Longhorns.
All right, 8:30 on Fox will be the number 16 Oregon State taking on the number 6th ranked Oregon from Autzen Stadiums. Give us the insight on this one.
Yeah, Civil War. This is probably one of my favorite matchups every single year because it's one of those cliche throw out the records kinds of games. But this particular game, this isn't even a throw out the records. Like, both of these teams are quality football teams. Obviously, Oregon's trying to play for a Pac-12 championship and their spot in the college football playoff. But Oregon State at 8-3 has had a really good year themselves. They've played fantastic defense for the most part. And, they've gotten a lot out of DJ Uiagalelei. But on the other side, you have Bo Nix, who is just doing video game stuff at this point with some of the numbers that he's been putting up. And I think he's going to continue that. He just seems like he is incredibly confident. He's the most prolific passer in the history of Oregon football. I just don't see any reason that it's not him. He's playing for a Heisman Trophy as well. I think that Oregon is going to beat Oregon State. I don't know badly, but they're going to win like they've won a lot of the games this year where they've just sort of gotten the lead and then stayed in control.
So I feel bad for that kid from Florida State. And it actually affected Florida State's ranking.
Mm-hmm.
They fell to number 5. However, the show must go on, as they say, as number 5 ranked Florida State. And the guys moved. They go down to Florida to take on the Gators there at the Swamp. Who do you have in this?
Yeah, this is also an interesting game because not only has Florida State lost Jordan Travis, who is the biggest part of their offense. He's a huge factor in every game that they play. But Florida lost their quarterback earlier in the season, Graham Mertz. So neither team is really going into this game with the guy that they thought that they were going to have. And that does change the math on this a little bit because I think that this can wind up being a whole lot more of a power football game, might actually favor the Gators a whole lot more. Wow. And it's the Gators at home, and it's the Gators playing for a bowl spot. They're one game away from eligibility. I think all of those things, just with the injuries and everything, I does actually favor Florida, and they're at home. I'm going to take the Gators to pull off the upset.
Does anybody really care about number 1 Georgia taking on Georgia Tech? I mean, there's no chance that Georgia Tech is going to upset the Bulldogs, correct?
There's a 0% chance, where
right.
which is a shame because the name of that rivalry is clean old-fashioned hate. It's the coolest rivalry name in the history of college football, and this rivalry hasn't been worth anything for about a decade.
That's too bad.
It's just a shame.
Does anybody care about how bad Notre Dame's going to beat Stanford? Nobody really cares, right?
No.
No.
I mean, Notre Dame is. They're much better than Stanford, and Stanford's done much better than I thought they would this year. They've really opened up their offense. It's an exciting Stanford team to watch, which hasn't been the case in the last couple of years. But Notre Dame's just a much better football team.
How bad is Utah going to beat Colorado?
Real bad. It's just hard to score on Utah generally, and then when you look at what Colorado is, they are injured. Shadur Sanders dealing with nagging injuries. I'm sure that Travis Hunter isn't 100%. And that offensive line's a little bit dinged up. But even if they were completely healthy, they wouldn't have a chance against Utah. Their offensive line is tiny. And Utah, their defensive front is just a bunch of corn-fed guys that they will roll through Colorado.
Midwestern corn-fed guys.
Exactly. This one could just get ugly. And, if you're a Deion Sanders hater, watch that.
All right. So I don't know anybody that's a hater.
I know some people, but not.
Do you really?
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
All right. So that comes to our marquee matchup where the hate originated back in the 1800s. One of the oldest football rivalries in the desert and across the United States, where Ralph says nobody cares and nobody knows.
That's not true because it's actually ranked 8th on the 10 biggest rivalries for this week. So he doesn't know what he's talking about.
I've lived on the East Coast. I've lived where nobody knows anything about Arizona. And if you're a college football fan, it's not like just any random person.
Yeah.
But if you're a college football fan, you watch the Territorial Cup. Of course you do.
Trying to give this a big run up, but hey, 15 Arizona makes a trek from Scumson down there in Scumville, and they're coming up the highway to the beautiful, shining jewel of the desert. And I don't care what they call it, Mountain America something, but it's the beautiful jewel in the desert, the butte there in Tempe, as the bright and shining good guys of Arizona State take on the nasty, terrible, flea-bitten kittens from the Scumsville. Who do you have in this matchup? It's going to be ASU by how much is the question.
Lots.
ASU by 54.
I mean, I'm not going to say all that, but look, there was a point in the year where I was dreading this pick. I did not want to make it.
Boy.
It didn't look like it was going to be a good game. It didn't look like it was going to be a fun game. And then as the season went on, ASU took out a couple of people that they weren't supposed to take out. And some of the games that they weren't able to finish, and I'm not saying that there's a moral victory here, but they were close. They were in a lot more games than I thought that they were going to be in. I thought that they've done a fantastic job. I thought Trenton Bourget has done a really good job of holding down the fort. He's managing the game. Cameron Scadaboo has been amazing. And I know what Arizona's done. I know that they've beaten people they weren't supposed to beat too, but this is a rivalry game and you're on the road. And I just simply do not have the words in my mouth, the air in my lungs to say anything nice about Arizona. I'm taking the Sun Devils to beat the Wildcats in the Territorial Cup and keep it right here in the city of Phoenix.
Nicely done. And Chief Skulls this afternoon, guys. I've got Mom and Dad Chief Skull with me for Thanksgiving. I drove them up, saving them from Chalupa U territory.
There we go.
Oh, my God. My wife was there for a work meeting, and she's like, oh, my God, Jeffrey, the things you say about it's absolutely 100% true.
Yep.
She thought I was exaggerating. And she's like, this is like Portland, but without all that hipster, niceness. It's just there's homeless people and drug houses and just the place is a meth is what it is.
It's a meth.
It's a
It's an
meth.
absolute meth.
So, yeah, I was like, I told you. She's like, I couldn't wait to get back in the car. And, she said it was just a nightmare. She even said,
fortunately, the car had wheels on it still.
She says, I went to Starbucks because I just wanted a hot chocolate. And I sat in line and they said, oh, we're out of chocolate. Like, would you have a bunch of chocolate and a lot of your drinks here? Yeah, we're just out of chocolate. Tucson is hell.
Yeah. I agree.
Just saying. That just goes to prove everything I've been saying about Tucson.
Okay, so you were trying to emphasize your point. That's why you've got that graphic of Tucson behind you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You are absolutely right. What an astute observation, Keon. All right, we got to take a break. Berg says, go Dogs. Whichever dogs those are. Okay. We come back. We're going to do some random stuff. And then, of course, we got our Harmon Solar NFL fan pick'em picks on the way. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Well, that's interesting.
At Simply Safe, our 24/7 lifeguard protection helps stop crime in real time. Because during a break-in, every second counts. And these days, every dollar counts. Right now, get 50% off any new system with Fast Protect monitoring at simplysafe.com/radio. It's U.S. News and World Report's best home security of 2023. Advanced home security, 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day.
Sun Devil football
There's
returns
no
to Mountain America Stadium to face the arch rival Arizona Wildcats in the Territorial Cup game, Saturday, November 25th. Scadaboo sets up, throws downfield, caught for a touchdown by Elijah Badger. Get your tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Be there, be loud, and wear gold. Scadaboo lowers his head, bounces off a tackler, gets to the 10, to the 5, to the end zone. Touchdown, Devils!
Can I open it now?
I think you've waited long enough.
Yeah, go for it, kiddo.
I already have this baseball cap.
Not this one.
Look a little closer, sweetheart.
It's signed?
Yeah, buddy.
I can't believe it.
Do you still have that card all these years later? Do you have trading cards that's been sitting in a box for decades? Scottsdale Cards is who you want to call first. The Valley's card, comic book, and collectibles expert since 1989. Scottsdale Cards is your source to sell your trading cards and other collectibles, including those comic books you've been doing nothing with. We are always interested in buying your vintage sports cards and comic books, certified autographs, memorabilia, and collectibles. So what collectibles do you have stored away? They could be worth thousands. Call or text 480-419-2990. That's 480-419-2990. Or go to scottsdalecards.com. That's scottsdalecards.com. Or search Scottsdale Cards on your mobile phone today.
With all the school supplies your child will need over the years, it can be easy to overlook the most important one of all, money, which is a good reason to open an AZ 529 education savings plan. Whether you invest $15 or $150 a month, Your money grows tax-free. By the time your little one is ready for college, vocational school, or workforce training, they'll have all the savings they need to get the job of their dreams. Visit az529.gov to get started.
This message is sponsored by the Office of the Arizona State Treasurer.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Live and local.
Today, Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Swazman. No. Swazman, no. He says, I am a Sun Devil grad, but I'm putting all my money on U of A. They're very impressive this year, especially their defense. He says, I'm not saying that part you just said, but he says, I just had to say that go Devils, but they will lose. I'm not saying, he actually said the other part that no real Sun Devil should ever say.
You can make your bet without doing that.
Yeah, not reading that, Swazman. Just another face in the crowd says, I saw a fire marshal tell a local TV crew that deep frying a turkey is like having napalm bomb in your possession. That's what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah, that's what he said. Just go ahead and play chicken, on the freeway. Just go out there and play in the middle of the freeway.
Or at least just not next to your actual house where people are alive, Just because you're going to the burn unit doesn't mean everybody else has to. Ain't no reason for that. Hey, real fast, let's talk about last night's game. DeAndre Ayton came to town. They played him a nice little thank you video at the beginning. And then, of course, the crowd booed the crap out of him. Why would they boo him? That's the thing I don't understand. Why did they boo DeAndre Ayton there? That just doesn't make sense to me.
I don't know. I thought that he did a good job while he was here. He there were frustrating moments, but he was doing his best. I don't know why they would boo him. He's not a hateful person. He's not a.
Well, it doesn't matter. The people of Phoenix don't take kindly to somebody that takes all that money and does not deliver. And clearly he took all that money, thought he was worth all that money, and made a deal about it, and didn't deliver, and just kind of sat down on Monty and didn't. Help the team. And so the people of Phoenix are not going to appreciate somebody that does that.
Well, somebody else is paying that bill now, though. So
that might be true, but I'm just saying a guy that comes back here, they're gonna give him a big thank you video. I mean, what did DeAndre Ayton do for this team that deserve? Now, Chris Paul, when he comes back, I bet they don't boo Chris Paul. I bet it's going to be a warm celebration of Chris Paul's time here in Phoenix.
I understand that, but the idea that he was a big part of that team going to the finals. You don't go to the finals without Ayton. You just don't.
The last 3 games of the finals, he sat down.
I get that, but you don't even get there without him. So it's kind of a two-edged sword, but you don't get there without the guy. I wouldn't boo him.
I don't think we needed a warm and fuzzy video there. Turned out I was right because the crowd booed him. If they really appreciated him, they would not have booed him at all. So there was no need for any of that, really. But last night it was the 1,000th game for Kevin Durant, and of course he is now what is he? What place is he in? As far as points goes, he's got 27,300 and something. I don't know.
He's like 14th place on the all-time scoring.
Yeah, but he needed 14 points to pass
Hayes.
Hayes.
13 now. Yeah.
So now he's in 13th place. Okay. So, all right. Last night, the Blazers are a team that the Suns should beat, and they did. That's cool. Everything's great. Moving on. And the next game is Golden State Warriors, and that is tonight. And I think it's part of the are we still in the in-game tournament? I just don't know. I don't know if I should care. I think they are. I think this game is still in
Yeah, well,
season
because
tournament thing.
not all of them are. There are certain games on Tuesdays and Fridays that are. So good luck figuring out which is which. I never know. Look, I just turn on the TV, and if there's basketball and the courts are ugly, I know I'm watching an in-season game. And if the courts are not blinding me and burning my retinas, then I know I'm watching a regular game.
By the way, it turns out it really does matter to LeBron James. He's all like, "Oh yeah, we've got ourselves home court advantage. We get to sleep in our own beds." Well, I'll tell you what, that's an accomplishment. Oh, he is so proud.
What did I tell you? His ego is too big to allow him to not take this seriously.
And then he got a little bit of ego knock when he found out the coach on the opposing team was younger than he was.
I saw his reaction to that.
It was a mix of emotions. Like one moment he's like, "Wow," and then he's like, "Oh,
wait." He thought the guy was the reporter that asked him that. Hey, do you know you're older than the Jazz coach? He thought the guy was joking, and then the guy's like, "No, you're really older than him."
Many emotions.
Put his head in his hands. Father time, LeBron. It catches everybody.
Mr. Pringle says just a couple more blunts and KD will move in 12th place. I don't think it's the blunts that do it for him, but I'm sure he appreciates that when he's relaxing. Lost Toby says he's a Warriors fan, and he says, "Let's go Warriors." No. Let's see.
Hope that answers your question.
I think Durant's in 11th place. You sure it's not 11th, or you say it's 13th place? What place is he now of NBA scorers? You sure about that? Berg says, didn't play with any passion or energy, John Drayton.
Oh.
He's soft. That's why they were
the
booing.
Basketball Reference did not update. Sorry. So I jumped to NBA.com. He is in 11th.
There you go. Swazman says in-season tournaments for the NBA is kind of stupid. Like celebrating a victory in preseason NFL or storming the field after a preseason game. Now that's that right there. That is what LeBron James is ready for, to storm the field at a preseason win.
It's the in-season tournaments in college basketball makes sense because you get a bunch of these teams that never play each other kind of matching up against one another. What it would be like if GCU played South Carolina. Well, we got to see what that looked like. Everybody in the NBA already plays everybody in the NBA. What are we doing?
Justin is texting in, shout out to my 8th grade son who just started wrestling for the first time this year. He's undefeated this season, 3-0 with 2 pins. He'll be wrestling next year at Corona del Sol. Go Aztecs, he says.
Wow.
What he doesn't say is his name. What's his name, Justin? You want to give him a shout out, call him out by name. Unless you're trying to like witness protection or something. I don't know. Rico Suave says, what's up? Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. What's up, fellas? What's up?
What's up with you?
Rico Suave. Can I just tell you, for a minute there, I thought that all of the memorabilia market was starting to kind of calm their asses down. Getting good prices for this or that. I mean, maybe for Jameson, Justin's kid, maybe, you could see his wrestling tunic. I don't know what they wear anymore. I'll be honest.
Tunic. Isn't a tunic like a rope?
I don't know what they do.
Tunic.
Does he have? They're not wearing tights. I know that. But he has wrestling headgear, a signed thing. He's like Jameson right on it, right? That'll go up for auction someday. But, probably after he's become famous, after he has become somebody of note, maybe the Jameson's headgear goes for $1 million. Not like day one, not in the 8th grade. I'm talking about Victor Wembanyama, his jersey he wore on his NBA debut just sold for $762,000.
Well, the way they've made a big deal out of this guy, doesn't surprise me.
Just asinine. He hasn't done anything yet. Looking good. He's probably going to be good. And I know somebody's saying, aha, I'm getting in on the ground floor because this is going to be like I got Jordan's debut jersey. But
getting in on the ground floor is if you bought it for $7,000. For $700,000, you just bought the thing. Like, there's no ground floor for you.
Yeah, $762,000. That's how much you paid for it. That's the most it should ever be worth.
Oh my God.
But he's probably right. This guy, 20 years later, he'll probably make a profit off it.
Yeah.
Some numbnut out there is gonna be like,
we've seen big guys, be injury prone before. I hope that that's not true for Victor, but you just dropped $700,000 on the most volatile version of this that you could have. Who advised you financially?
Day after he buys it, Wembanyama comes out and says, "I've decided to be a poet." It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
The Sun Devil men's basketball season is fast approaching. Frankie Collins, who drives to the goal, dunks it in. Join the action this year and catch USC, UCLA, Washington, and Arizona when all come to Desert Financial Arena in the final year of the Pac-12 Conference. Collins, great spin move, drives to the basket and lays it in. Get your tickets today by calling 480-965-5812 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Sun Devil men's basketball, onward to victory.
Hi, folks. Robert Quigley here, America's Independent, Washington, D.C. We're on the road to the White House. Today, it's drug war and foreign government sovereignty. Folks, we must look at the real substantive facts. Fentanyl, heroin, and cocaine precursors all come from the Chinese world to Latin America. We are suffering the modern version of the 1800s opium wars. 100,000 plus Americans die every year from drug overdoses, often tainted with hard drugs. Enemies will not be allowed to hide in civilian clothes. Latin American governments can't or will not control the flow of drugs through their countries. Every drug combatant will be hunted down and eliminated, no matter where they hide. Under the Quigley administration, war is war. Go to robertquigleyforpresident.com, donate what you can, and together we will make America work for everybody.
It's here. Black Friday week is live at Target. Save up to 50% on select tech and video games. Plus, save up to 40% on select small appliances, up to 45% on floor care, and so much more. And get free shipping when you spend $35 or use your red card at Target.com. Hurry! These Black Friday deals end Saturday. Get low prices and great Black Friday deals. Only at Target. Exclusions apply.
This before.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
This is KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240 U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
Hi, everybody. It's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. As we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Beer Bob says, Suns only have one more in-season tournament game, and that would be against the Memphis Grizzlies. If they win that, they could get the wild card. If not, they're done with that stupid nonsense of a tournament. You know what? I kind of hope I don't ever want them to lose, but I don't know. Should I be this annoyed? Should I be this annoyed with in-season tournament nonsense?
I feel like this is just another PR thing that the NBA is trying to do to make the NBA relevant during a football season when, quite frankly, I mean, probably not making the kind of income they could be making if the NFL wasn't playing, right? I mean, this is something that they're trying to draw attention to the NBA.
It's not working
away from the NFL, and I don't understand other than trying to create some sort of excitement that would draw viewers away from football.
It's not exciting
and make them spend money somehow. That this would do anything for the league.
I know they have to try something, and at least for me, it doesn't annoy me. I mean, before the courts, it didn't annoy me because I'm going to watch basketball anyway. I am a basketball fan, so that they're not doing this for me. They're doing this for somebody who, on a random Tuesday night or a random Friday night, might choose to do something else because a lot of people, admittedly, show up during the playoffs. When the playoffs start, that's when they get really engaged in the NBA. And they're trying anything to just get people interested in the early part of the season.
Yeah.
Jet says tournament is stupid. It's geared for LeBron James to win inaugural tournament. That's it. I guarantee you when they're playing, he'll get all the calls and make sure the Lakers win because he's the poster boy for the NBA.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't think it's geared for that.
A lot of allegations there.
It's just I don't see how LeBron would get more calls in that than he would in any other regular season game. He already gets a lot,
right?
So like what? It's not geared for him to win. It's just if you're good at performing well in the regular season, and LeBron usually is, you're going to have a good chance of winning the thing.
Well, and also I think they're trying to reduce the amount of time that superstars are out early on in the season. You see a lot of times that these superstars, they'll sit out a lot in the early part of the season until about after the All-Star break, and that's when the stretch run for the playoffs begin. And I think the commissioner is trying to draw interest to the league during a time when it's not so interesting to other people on television, and also to keep superstars from taking time off.
I don't think this is going to work.
I don't think it's going to work either, but I do think that if they had done nothing, that would have been even more insulting.
Well, why would that be insulting to do nothing?
To know that load management is a giant problem and that it's getting worse every year, and then you don't do anything about it.
Combat load management without creating a make-believe tournament.
You can, but he had to do it in a way that all the owners would agree to, because it's easy to complain about load management until you're the owner who's paying the player millions of dollars, and it's your training staff that says, yeah, well, statistically, if you play this guy on the second night of a back-to-back, his chances of tearing his Achilles go up by 3.5%. It's just like that. It's harder to sell that at the owners on, hey, you just can't do this or I'll fine the crap out of you. They're your boss. They don't want to hear that.
Megatron says it's working. Picking Tuesday, Friday was the smart move. There's just nothing on those nights. Is it working? I would check the ratings on that.
Yeah, I don't know that anybody that wasn't watching basketball before is looking at the in-season tournament and going, now I'm watching basketball. Like if you were a person that would watch basketball on a Tuesday night, you were already doing that.
If you haven't had an epileptic seizure looking at the floor, you might watch the game.
I'm only partially blind after each one. So
Swazman says if LeBron is smart, he'll stay away from politics and focus on his kids and owning a team, and forget about making stupid movies and putting up stupid posts on social media. I still love the Lakers, even from back in the day, the James Worthy days. Well, that's a whole lot of stuff that you just slapped down there. Why do you care if LeBron has a political opinion? How does that affect you? And I'm more annoyed having to hear about all his dumb kids. I'm more annoyed with the way he, flops. I'm more annoyed with. I don't follow him on social media, so I don't give a crap what he says there. And so I don't know, Swaz, man. Maybe you got to focus on something more direct than what you're focusing on. Because if you're following him and annoyed by his politics, stop following him. You don't have
to hear him.
Everybody's allowed an opinion in their politics. I'm annoyed at everybody's opinions on their politics. Every time I see something online, I'm just like, ugh. And I don't care. Even if I agree with somebody, I'm like,
you could be 100% correct. And most people online will find the most annoying way to be right, even if they're right.
Yeah, I mean, I remember, I enjoyed the music of U2, and then Bono started getting all chit chatty about all these causes and trying to be like, yeah, about everything. And I was just, oh God, Bono, come on, man, just play the music. I understand what you're saying, but I don't follow Bono on social media. I don't. He says I like LeBron. He's just annoying off the court. Swazman, do you hang out with him when he's off the court? Do you guys travel in the same circles? That's the thing. There's people in my life who've annoyed me, and I have slammed the door on those people. Randy knows what I'm talking about.
There are
very specifically some people who I don't talk to anymore. And, so if you don't like LeBron's politics, you don't like his opinion, I don't care for him a lot of the time either. You just ignore him. Don't worry about it. Go on with your life.
You'll be happier and he won't know.
You just go pet that dog. That's what I don't need to tell you that's your job, but still pet that dog. It'll make you feel a lot better. Mr. Pringle says Dimebags acquire Mariners third baseman Eugenio Suarez in a trade, Randy. So what did we get there? And what did we give up for that?
Well, we gave up some youth from the farm league. We gave up a catcher and one of the other players. I can't think of who it is right off the top of my head. But I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to add some youth to the infield. I think that probably marks the end of the veteran. What's his name? He was with the Rays. And,
Evan Longoria.
I think that's probably the end of
Evan Longoria.
I think he'll probably retire. I think the thing coming into this season was he's going to do one season and then call it a career. So I would expect to hear about his retirement coming up here soon. And this was a way to kind of shore up that hole and put another bat in the lineup. I think this is going to be probably a pretty good move for the Diamondbacks, somebody that we can get a value type of pickup and somebody that hopefully can contribute to this lineup and keep the team moving forward.
Blissful Hayes says, why are you saying LeBron James kids are dumb? Do you know them personally? No, I mean, I don't know them personally, but I'm just, and really that was more being annoyed at having to hear about them all the time before they've even done anything or reached an age. I don't think we should be talking about junior high kids. I shouldn't sit here knowing that one of LeBron's kids, his youngest one, is bouncing around from school to school trying to find just the right fit. I don't need to hear about all his kids. When they show up and it's time to go and there's something happening, all right, let me know. But until then, I don't care about his dumb kids. And I'm not saying his kids are literally dumb, Blissful Hayes. That's just a figure of speech. The Jet says, man card commissioner rule 12.3.5-9 states that if you listen to YouTube and you like U2, you lose your man card. I think you say if you listen to U2, I think, there's no man card commissioner rule on a band that you like.
If you listen to YouTube,
yeah,
and you like YouTube,
I think there should be a typing commissioner rule against your text.
Like there are certain bands, and this is just my personal opinion, that if you like them, you have bad taste. But
Sure.
that's just different than
No, when I was growing up, I was like 14, 15, and it's an Irish band, so suck this. But it was, they were a great band, and they sort of dissolved into just sort of poppy irrelevance, and whatever. But no, there's nothing unmanly about the band U2. I mean, and listen, I hate Nickelback, but if you love Nickelback, power to you. Here, look at this photograph. It's of my middle finger. But still, you go ahead. It's not a man card violation to like or not like a band. I'm trying to think if there's an unmanly band where it's like, that's just too far into the unmanly category. I can't think of one. Music is music, and whatever your taste is, power to you. Swazman says, I like LeBron. You already read that. He says, just annoying off the court. Stockton Slap says, NBA is irrelevant before Christmas. Adam Silver sucks. He can manage this load and go sleep upside down in a coffin. Okay, Stockton Slap. You can't sleep upside down in a coffin. You either are sleeping upside down from the rafters or you're sleeping in a coffin.
Suppose you could stand the coffin up against the wall and then turn the vampire upside down. But that would just be unnecessary at that point. You just lay down. like how coffins work.
So you got to choose that, Stockton Slap. You got to choose that. Let's see. The Jet says, of all of our great exchanges, that is the first time you told me to suck this. That's awesome. Are you surprised it took that long, Jet? I don't know. When did you start texting? Did I say that? I don't think I was saying that. Did I say that directly towards him?
No, you were just like, it's an Irish band, so suck this.
Oh, yeah, I was saying it directly towards him then.
Yeah, so.
And I gave you that thing. Who was it, Keon, that got in trouble for this move?
Joel Embiid.
I got, the
crotch chop.
I think we're supposed to be talking about football right now.
Yeah.
12 minutes into the second hour. And
we haven't even.
Suck this, Jack.
Yeah. Nice lollipop. Yeah, sure. Okay. So one of the things before we get too deep into the football there is the ratings are in. Eagles and Chiefs drew Monday Night Football's biggest audience in 27 years. Yeah, of course it did. Give us some good matchups. And here's a shocker. We'll watch it. You give us garbage matchups, we're not going to watch it. So, the ratings were it was just stellar, as they should be. 29 million people across all the different versions, ABC, ESPN, whatever. 29 million people. That is pretty damn nice right there. That was pretty dang. Of course, the Thanksgiving Day is going to be pretty hefty ratings too, but I don't see them beating that, to be honest. People are checking in and checking out as they go for that. So, oh, by the way, I can't believe I didn't see this. Now, when the game was over and Jason Kelce and Travis Kelce found each other in the field, my wife was like, "Oh my God, Travis Kelce looks angry." I'm like, "Really?" So I rolled it back and played it. And I'm like, "No, look, they're laughing." And then later on, we got to see a video. And at one point, Travis says, "Hey, happy late birthday." Like he gave the win to the Eagles for his birthday. And they had a nice laugh. And it was like, ha ha ha. But the Eagles weren't even playing on social media. Philadelphia Eagles, here is what they put on their Twitter right after they won.
So what is this, a thing? Is this like this?
Do you not get what this is about?
No.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not following either.
So Travis Kelce met Taylor Swift when he said, "I wanted to give her a friendship bracelet." Remember, that was the whole thing when he went to her concert. And so the Eagles put up this friendship bracelet that says "Eagles win."
Huh.
I thought that was pretty good.
No, that is a good one. I just didn't remember. It's a little far back for me, so I just didn't remember that was what the whole thing started with. And also, I remember also that I just didn't care about Taylor Swift then, and I still don't care about her.
I'm so glad she wasn't at the game.
So if I'm the social media guy for the Chiefs, I'm putting up the World Championship ring from last Super Bowl.
Yes. Why don't you win these when it counts?
I'd put up a couple of them.
Well, I would just, because the last one, it was the Eagles. So I would just, in response to that,
the
hey,
one
friend.
that beat the Eagles.
Yeah. Hey, friend.
So here's what you do. You could almost bait the Eagles into it, right? You put up the big ass ring from when you beat the Eagles. And then they what would they do? They'd put up their ring, their most recent Super Bowl ring. Yeah, that's nice. We have one too. And then you put up a picture of both your recent rings side by side and say, well, two's better than one. And then what would the Eagles say? Nothing. They got nothing.
Yeah, I don't think if the Eagles go for that second ring or that first ring to put that on there, that would be dumb. Just you already lost. It's checkmate. You can still move the pieces around some more if you want to. Game's over though.
Yeah, I think if you just put the Super Bowl ring up that shows that the Chiefs beat them when it mattered, and you just go, wasn't that cute?
Scratch Me Because says, do you really hate Nickelback, or do you really hate the fact that you like some Nickelback songs and it's Nickelback? I do really not like any Nickelback songs. In fact, there's some songs where I'm sitting there going, oh my God, what is this? And then somebody says, that's Nickelback. I'm like, see, I didn't even know that was Nickelback, and I couldn't stand it. So I just hate their music.
Nickelback has good songs. Which ones?
Do they?
No, I'm asking genuinely.
Oh,
which ones?
Me.
I'm not asking you. I'm asking the Fourth Dimension. Which ones? I've never heard one. You can't secretly like something that isn't good.
Put Creed right next to those guys.
Oh my God.
Right next. You put Creed and Nickelback in the same flaming bus going off a cliff. And I'm like, all right, cool. Navy Devil says the most annoying thing about U2 is when that awful record automatically downloaded in your phone a few years back. Well, I got an Android, so that didn't happen to me. But everybody who had an iPhone got a free U2 song. And they thought, oh, this would be great. People will appreciate it. Nobody appreciated it. You know why? Because iPhones, then as now, have nothing for storage. So now you've just taken up a bunch of iPhone storage with some song that I don't even remember what song it was. What song was that?
It wasn't a song. It was a whole album.
Was it really? I thought it was just a song.
That's funnier.
CD. No,
well, that is funny.
Now their phone's not working. You're like, what the hell is this? Yeah, that is annoying. Stockton Slap says, I said what I said. I said what I said. He can manage this. Go sleep upside down in a coffin. Okay. He can sleep upside down in a coffin. If Adam Silver wants to get more viewers, he should have a staring contest with Joshua Dobbs. That hairless cringe fest would be more entertaining than the NBA regular season.
But
you still can't
not
sleep upside down in a coffin.
Yeah. There's no need for it. It's
you either in the coffin, which is fine for vampire, or you're hanging upside down. But you really can't. There's no room for both.
I said what I said, damn it.
I'm just trying to help you with the physics. And
maybe it's just because I actually watch the games, but some of the best games I've ever seen in my life have been regular season games.
And the staring contest with Joshua Dobbs.
This is the thing. Joshua Dobbs has eyelids. He can blink.
He can blink. So
you
can
just will never know when he's angry or surprised. He has no eyebrows. I think Adam Silver has eyebrows.
The staring contest, it would be a pointless staring contest because it would just be two bald guys looking at each other.
Yeah.
It's not exciting in any way. It's just a regular staring contest, but the guys are bald.
You just hand each one of them a comb and see who laughs first. Just two bald guys sitting there with combs. Somebody's gonna crack,
and you'll be able to tell if Silver's gonna crack first because he's still got his eyebrows.
That's true. You'll see some movement.
A little wiggle.
All right, we didn't get anything done. When we come back, let's do our Harmon Solar NFL Fan Pick'em picks. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 nerve care company. Nervive tablets contain alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, plus B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com. And try Nervive Pain Relieving Cream to block nerve pain signals at the source. Use as directed.
Jeffrey O'Brien here, and congratulations. You just made it through the hottest summer in Arizona history. No lie. The only proof you need is in that electric bill. If you don't have solar, I wonder how bad it's going to get next year. You need to call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar could save you over 80% off your electric bills. They're a locally owned, family-owned company. Call Harmon Solar for a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
Sun Devil football returns to Mountain America Stadium to face the arch-rival Arizona Wildcats in the Territorial Cup game, Saturday, November 25th. Scadaboo sets up, throws downfield, caught for a touchdown by Elijah Badger. Get your tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Be there, be loud, and wear gold. Scadaboo lowers his head, bounces off a tackler, gets to the 10, to the 5, to the end zone. Touchdown, Devils!
Greg Clark Automotive Specialist, located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue, servicing Valley automobiles for 44 years. And we're offering our fall inspection on the belts, water pump, radiator, and hoses. Also, our brake service inspection, recommended every year to prevent repairs and ensure top performance. For guaranteed family touch service, contact us at 602-246-2881. Highly rated by Google. Online at GregClarkAutomotive.com. Mention the Fanatic to get 10% off.
Hi, I'm State School Superintendent Tom Horn. Arizona has a shortage of teachers and a need to improve students' proficiency in reading and math. We need to increase teachers' income, which they deserve, and to increase students' proficiency, which is my highest priority. I'm therefore providing $40 million for one-on-one tutoring for grades 1 through 8, public and charter school students who did not perform proficient on the last state test. Learn more today at azia.gov.
Sponsored by the Arizona Department of Education.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Ken Barkley here, reminding you to check out You Better You Bet. Why, you ask? Well, because we bring the fun, the insight, and all the wagertainment you need. Plus, hopefully, we win a couple bets along the way. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come with them, obviously. Plus, betting analysis from some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. Join myself and Nick Costos and tune into You Better You Bet. Weekdays from noon to 3 on Arizona sports betting station 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
The Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Tomorrow, all day. Yes, indeedy, Speedy. You got all the NFL games. Packers and Lions, Commanders and Cowboys, 49ers and Seahawks. Full day of Thanksgiving football. And I think that they put the Commanders and Cowboys in there, in case you're bulimic and need something to help you throw up. 888-368-1580.
Hey, if only I was bulimic, it would be very effective.
They'll probably be fine games. They'll probably be fine.
I don't think it's going to be a fine game, but that's okay.
Don't know if I'm going to bother with Dolphins and Jets on Friday. I mean, of course, we got ASU playing, but Dolphins. That's going to be a blowout. I think the Dolphins that won't even be pretty. That's not going to be fair. So
you don't think that Tim Boyle's going to come in and save the Jets?
Tim Boyle to the rescue.
Not even with a straight face.
Nondescript says, hey, enough of this Josh Dobbs low-brow humor.
Oh, my.
Nicely done. Nicely done, Nondescript. Swazman says, Steelers have the most championships in NFL history. They got 6, and Tomlin is barely over 500. Hard to win it all. I would like to see Detroit in the final game. Go Bad Bears. Again,
There's just too many ideas going on in that text. We're talking about the Bears. You've mentioned Mike Tomlin, the Steelers all time, which Mike Tomlin wasn't coaching them this entire time. Also, one of the 6 rings is his. I just
here's all you can do for that text right there. Thumbs up. Okay. Hey, look, Hook'em Hottie. I haven't heard from her in a while. She says, hey now, cowboy hater. Keon and I will enjoy that game. One of us more than the other.
No, this isn't a cowboy hate thing. I will not be enjoying that game. You will be enjoying that game.
Maybe not.
I will be watching the game.
Let me remind you, the Cardinals beat the Cowboys. Anything is possible.
Yep.
We're pulling for you, Keon.
Yeah.
Look, I'm rooting for them. That's my team. I haven't turned against them, but do I believe in them? No, I do not.
Berg says, Patriots 6 rings. I thought that did ring a bit differently.
You're tied for first, but
I mean 6 rings. I thought the Patriots had more than 6. But doesn't Bill Belichick have 8 rings?
He's got 8 rings, but he won 1 with the Giants.
Okay.
As a coordinator,
and he won 6 with the Patriots. He won another one with somebody else. I can't remember,
but only 6 with the Patriots.
Yeah,
only 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and as a head coach in particular.
Beer Bob says, yeah, Steelers don't have the most of all time. They're tied with the Patriots, who also have 6. Yeah. Nice try, Swazman. T-Licious says, Pete Carroll is as likable as Ralph. And ASU game day is Saturday. What? I thought it was Friday.
Yeah, I was actually just about to say that.
Oh, my God. I'm going to have to watch Dolphins and Jets now.
Inescapable. I mean, I'll be watching college football, so maybe not ASU, but I'll be watching whatever game else is on.
Can I tell you what happens here? I go over to ESPN because I'm trying to get quick information sometimes when we're doing the show, and I think something they had said it was on Friday, and that's what made me think that. I'm going to stop using that.
Their website has failed me before. I never use it. I do not use it.
Ugh. It's just ugh. Megatron says Tom Brady's got 7. Well, he as a person does, yes. Berg says Belichick only has 6 with New England and a few more as the Giants defensive coordinator. There we go. All right, listen, enough of this. We've got to move on, and it's time to move on to our Harmon Solar NFL fan pick'em picks. And, we got a bunch of stuff we got to pick for 1580 The Fanatic. all day on Thursday, got some on Friday, got some on Sunday. So, and also on Monday. Let's start it out. Let's do all the games that apply. Let's start the first game. It's probably, I don't know, what is the best game? I think the best game is going to be 49ers and Seahawks, to be honest. For as much crap as I was giving Ralph, that's probably the best game.
Yeah.
And it's probably why it's on last. But let's start with the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Ankle Biters. And, well, I don't think there's much to say here. I'm going to go ahead and just show my cards immediately and say I'm taking Detroit. I mean, do I need to explain this?
I mean, at least a little. Green Bay's defense has been pretty solid. And Jordan Love is up and down. He has weeks where he looks really good, and he has weeks where he looks really bad. And then he has some very average weeks. But that being said, the Lions, I think, have more of their situation figured out. Jared Goff is coming off of his worst game as a Lion, I think.
He needs to get right.
So yeah, I mean, he needs to get right, but he hasn't consistently been bad this season. He's been really good, in fact. So, I mean, the safe pick here is the Lions. I will just say the downside for the Lions here is that they simply refuse to play defense, and that could come back and bite them in the ass.
Help me remember the Ford Field there. That's indoors, right?
That is indoors.
Okay, so weather will not be a factor because, that's the thing. Jared Goff does not like to play in the cold. That I do.
And that's the thing. When you look at Jared Goff and his numbers home and away, they're always better at home. Always.
So what do you say, Randy? Are you on the bandwagon for Detroit, or do you think maybe Green Bay's got a shot here?
I don't think Green Bay is going to be effective. I know Jordan Love had a good game last week, but they lost Aaron Jones. They don't really have a running game. They if you just put your ears back because you know he's going to be dropping back, they don't really have a running game. So give me Detroit.
All right, next game up, middle of the day. Dallas Cowboys hosting the Washington Commandos. The good news is there will be hot water in the locker room because you're not playing at FedEx Field. You're playing in Jerry World where everything works and it's magical and shiny and clean. But I don't know, Randy. What kind of a chance do you give these Washington Commandos to beat the Dallas Cowboys?
I don't know. I mean, Washington's coaching staff, the ineptitude that is just rampant among the coaching staff. And I used to like Riverboat Ron. I used to like him a lot.
You can still like him. He's a likable guy.
Yeah, he's a likable guy, but he just seems like he's just checked out. He's just like, we can't do anything. So I'm going to take Dallas, although I will say that Mike McCarthy will be somewhat he'll be disturbed because he won't be focused because it's Thursday and it's Thanksgiving.
He'll probably be sitting there. You'll see him the whole thing going, and then later you'll just, to everybody's surprise, he'll pull a full turkey carcass out of his mouth
Oh, no.
and throw it down on the turf. Everybody's like, "Oh my God!"
I fully expect him to have the crew will have a full turkey dinner waiting at halftime inside the locker room.
They'll have one pregame, at halftime, and after the game.
And then I'll have sandwiches after the game.
Win or lose. I've got the Dallas Cowboys on this one. That defense, that's the main reason. I know Washington has its own defense, but hit or miss with Sam Howell, I just feel like it's going to be Dallas's day. Keon?
Yeah, I mean, Dallas is the better team. They've got the better defense. Washington's defense is not good, and what was good has been shipped out of town and sent to other places for draft picks. So there's nothing there. They're not the worst team in the league anymore as far as passing yards per game goes anymore. They're only fourth from last. So, no, I don't believe in this team. I don't believe in them defensively. Sam Howell playing great or bad doesn't seem to matter. They just do enough to lose every time anyway. I mean, I just don't trust them. I'm going to take the Cowboys.
Niner 1680 says, I'm calling upset Washington 27-17.
I sure hope you're right.
Yeah, Keon wants his pick to be wrong. Trust me on this.
Losing to the Cowboys on Thanksgiving is genuinely, when that game happens, one of the worst things that happens to me in a football season. It just seems inevitable right now.
Niner 1680, can you send me a couple of quick texts? Just say whatever you want so I don't have to see the naked guy carrying the dog anymore on the screen.
Please do.
You sent me this picture of a naked guy carrying a dog down Bell Road yesterday, and I sit there, I'm reading this. I'm calling up, say, "Oh, man ass. There's a man ass right there.
Right there.
I'm going to click on somebody else's
On
text
that
now.
shockingly hairless human being.
Yeah. Now on to the next game. The Seattle Seahawks hosting the San Francisco 49ers. I'll tell you right up front, it's going to be a good game. This could go either way. I don't feel 100% confident, but I'm taking the 49ers to beat the Rainy City Bitch Pigeons. Keon, who do you got?
I'm taking the Niners too. The way the Seahawks play defense this year, it is incredible. But these offenses are not a match for each other, especially when you consider that the Seahawks aren't healthy. Geno Smith, if he plays, he'll be gutting out an injury. And then you've got Kenneth Walker not there as well. Yeah, the Seahawks are just shorthanded right now. So what could have been an even better game is still going to be a really good game, but I'm going to give the edge to the Niners.
All right, Randy, they're both in your division. It'd be great if they both lost, but you got to choose one to win. Who do you got?
Do I have to choose one, or can I just call a tie?
Unfortunately,
you can. You can.
See that?
Can you?
It is possible that there could be a tie.
But will the pick 'em pick allow you?
What happens is the pick 'em just washes anyway. So
yeah.
Okay.
I'm leaning towards San Francisco, though.
For the computer, you've got to pick one side or the other. But you could declare a tie here.
San Francisco has been so strong after the bye week, and Brock Purdy seems to be delivering on time and making the right decisions. Where Geno, you're exactly right, Keon. Geno's hurt, Walker's hurt, but they do have that young guy, Zach Sharman Soft, that's going to be their running back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, ain't nothing soft about
said.
the way he runs. That's
Sharman Soft,
like a fine wine.
He's going to be running for them. So I mean, there's that, and that Seattle defense. They're pretty damn good. Plus, you got the what is it? The 12th man, the 15th guy. What is it? Like all the people that live there. Somehow scrape together money enough to come watch a Seattle Seahawks game. So, San Francisco wins.
All right. So, moving on to the next 1580 Fanatic game on Friday, Miami Dolphins taking on the New York Jets. Let's just all agree it's going to be Miami.
It's Miami.
Yeah, there's really no analysis necessary here. If you have a chance in fantasy football to grab the Miami defense, might not be the worst idea. I mean, I just checked our, there somebody else already did it. Somebody already raced and got it.
It's interesting because the Jets are really bad, but the Dolphins are not good at defense. So
they're going to be good enough.
Yeah, they'll get you some points. I'm not saying they'll get you nothing, but usually if you were playing a defense against the Jets, they'd get you a lot of points. This might just get you like the average.
You should check the transactions in the league that you're in and see who ran and got Miami Dolphins. In ours, it was Box of Hopes and Dreams. So there you go. Well played, sir. Well played. All right. So we all agree Miami Dolphins will beat the New York Jets. All right. The next game up for 1580 Fanatics Sunday morning is the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Cincinnati Bengals. And I got to be honest, this is tough. This is tough. Well, it's weird, I guess, more than it's tough. It's easy to pick the Steelers to beat the Bengals because Joe Burrow will not be back again this year with whatever happened. I've already forgotten. Who's his backup? Is it still Andy Dalton?
Jake Brown.
Oh, Jake Browning.
Yeah, Andy Dalton's the backup in Carolina.
Bengals going to lose. Pittsburgh Steelers going to win. It feels weird to say out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Randy, who do you got?
Well, Pittsburgh's been struggling offense all year, but they did just get rid of Canada. So, I'll take Pittsburgh with the nod on this one. Yeah,
and we'll finally get that answer to was it Matt Canada or was it Kenny Pickett this whole time?
Blame Canada.
We can't now because he's gone. But I know that the Steelers have been struggling offensively. But they do enough to win. And when they play some of these teams with subpar quarterbacks, they do win those games. I'm taking Pittsburgh.
CK says, Keon, stop kissing Ralph's ass. Rainy City Bitch Pigeons have given up 27 plus points 4 times and 26 to your tired ass Commanders.
Yeah, but the thing that makes the Seahawks defense pretty fantastic is the takeaways.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that they can force turnovers, the fact that they can end drives because their secondary is a legit unit. Yeah, they need a defensive line that can get more pressures. That's where a lot of the yards are coming from. But I'm sorry, the yards per game tells part of the story. The other part of the story is that they can just take the ball from you, and that should matter too.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were going to say more.
That's it. That's the end of the thought there.
So Sunday Night Football, we have the Ravens playing the Chargers at SoFi. The Chargers are better than their record, I think. I know that you're going to say, wait, they're 4-6. Obviously, they're not better than their record, but I feel like they're a better team, and they have more possibility than what they've shown. I'm not going to say this game is a given, but of course, I'm going to go with Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens on this. But I think this is going to be a good contest. I think this is going to be a game worth watching. I think the Chargers might surprise you. Still picking them, the Ravens, but I think this might not be too bad. Keon?
I mean, yeah, the Chargers have lost. I agree with you. The Chargers are better than their record. What is the one thing that caused them to lose some of these close games that have them where they are? It's Brandon Staley.
Yep.
He mismanaged the clock at the end of the Dolphins game. They lost that by 4. Mismanaged the clock, near the end of the Titans game, and then they got to overtime, and then they lost that game by 3. That there's just a trend of when these games are close. The Dallas game was another one where he just boneheaded decisions. They lose that game by 3. There are close games, and when the deciding factor is your coach a dumbass or not, Chargers aren't winning that one. And in this particular instance, if this game winds up being close and I got to choose between John Harbaugh and Brandon Staley, I'm choosing John Harbaugh.
Good point, Randy.
Ravens win big.
Fair enough, and good timing because we have to take a break. When we come back, we got Monday Night Football to talk about, and then a bunch of other games that are going to happen this weekend as well. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-511-3535. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-511-3535. 800-511-3535 or biglou.com.
The Sun Devil men's basketball season is fast approaching. Frankie Collins, who drives to the goal, dunks it in. Join the action this year and catch USC, UCLA, Washington, and Arizona when all come to Desert Financial Arena in the final year of the Pac-12 conference. Collins, great spin move, drive to the basket and lays it in. Get your tickets today by calling 480-965-5812 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Sun Devil men's basketball, onward to victory.
Hey everybody, it's Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. For years, I've been telling you about refinancing, new home loans, all the great stuff that the Lund Mortgage Team can help you with from start to finish. Now, things have gotten a little crazy, right? The rates were bouncing all over the place. Now they're officially higher than they've been in a long time. And now more than ever, I think it's important to have a mortgage professional that has been there, done that. Any Yahoo can sell you a mortgage when it's 2.75%. Those people are going away. The real professionals are the ones that are staying in business and helping their clients through this kind of tough time out there as far as mortgage rates are concerned. Those people are the Lund Mortgage Team. Matt Oliver, Lisa Lund, they've owned this team for a long time, over 2 decades in the Valley. They are the best in the business, and they will walk you through the process, whether it's refinancing now or probably more importantly, a new home loan. Let them do all the heavy lifting for you. Call today, 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940. Or online, lundmortgage.com.
It's here. Black Friday week is live at Target. Save up to 50% on select tech and video games. Plus, save up to 40% on select small appliances, up to 45% on floor care, and so much more. And get free shipping when you spend $35 or use your red card at Target.com. Hurry! These Black Friday deals end Saturday. Get low prices and great Black Friday deals. Only at Target. Exclusions apply.
Like this before.
I'm here to tell you about a technological shocker. Believe it or not, you can listen to us on your smart speaker.
That's shocking.
Wow. What a world we live in. All you have to do is say, listen to 1580 The Fanatic.
Dave Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Berg says, hey, FYI, the Jets play the Browns in week 17. The fantasy championship. If your league, they're available, you may want to think about them to win your league title. So you're saying use the Browns defense? No league has Browns defense available in week 17.
Yeah, if you've had the Browns, presumably you just keep the Browns. They shouldn't be a free agent team.
Jets were supposed to be a pretty good defense. I don't know how that's panned out for them as far as fantasy goes.
I don't know how it is as far as fantasy goes, but their offense does put that defense in some pretty bad spots.
It's a good point. You could wear those boys out. Tijuaz says, fire Brandon Staley. I thought it was about that time today. CK says, as always, ass kissing tells the majority story. I don't know. I don't know what that's about, but I hope you feel better that I said.
I don't know. Also, like me kissing Ralph's ass doesn't Ralph personally blame me for his USC Trojans because I tell him every week they're going to lose and they lose
the best
every
thing you've done this year.
Yeah, he's just every I don't need to kiss Ralph's ass. Why would that need to be necessary?
Right.
I legitimately like watching the Seahawks play defense. I think that they've got some guys in that secondary that hit hard. They play shutdown corner. They just don't get enough pressure. And you know what? They're the 13th ranked defense when they play on the road. It's not like I'm talking about a team that can't play defense. If you've watched them, you'd know.
Yeah, let me just say, I don't care what else Keon has done wrong. The fact that he's been able to get inside the head of Ralph on USC, and then USC had a garbage year, that's all I needed. That's all I needed. I just made me very happy. So well done, Keon. Let's move on and continue our Harmon Solar NFL fan pick'em picks. Monday Night Football this week is going to be the Chicago Bears. Oh, God. And the Minnesota Vikings.
Yuck.
It's the Vikings, right? Nobody.
It's the Vikings.
Yeah, there's nothing to even talk about here, is there?
It's the Vikings.
Purple people eaters all the way.
This game is it going to be a game?
I mean, it could be. It's a division game, and it's not like
just Dobbs.
Hey, listen, Chicago hung tough last week.
Yeah, hung tough against who?
Was it Detroit?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
31-26. They were in the game.
Let's be honest.
I mean, they could shock
their
the
defense
world.
Played well enough.
Minnesota this week.
Detroit and Minnesota are kind of on even ground, I think. Don't you think that? I mean, I don't think that Minnesota is going to be the offensive juggernaut that Chicago has to worry about, but I don't think the Bears are anything to worry about.
Who said worry? I just said upset.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not upset.
The thing with the Bears, though, is that they may not be a whole lot to worry about, but they have games where if the matchup is right, especially if you're not good against the run, then that means you're not good against Justin Fields. And once Justin Fields can run on you, the whole playbook opens up, and it's not what you have to ask Justin Fields to do afterwards isn't hard because teams have to respect his ability to run. If you're good against the run, not really a problem.
Good God, I don't think that game's going to be watchable.
It's hard to say because, you know your rule about two bad teams getting together.
Yeah. Minnesota's not as bad a team as the Bears, but they're not great.
They're not as bad a team, but they're doing some of the stuff that they did last year where they're just winning a lot of close games. And I'm not sure that means that they're good.
See, just thinking about this game causes my face to scrunch up like I think one of my dogs just farted.
Mm-hmm.
That face. Like,
yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
Can you check? Is there a Suns game on Monday? Just check. Just look. No, it's probably not, but
Monday, Suns?
Yeah. It'd be nice if there's an alternative.
Something else to watch?
Yeah, just anything else.
Yeah, there is. I mean,
sweet. Who are they playing?
The Knicks.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
New York Knicks.
That'll be a feel good. Let's get back to my game. The Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah.
Taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I just got to say, Jim Irsay is just one embarrassment after another. So far, he's not risen to the level of let's take the team away from him. But this right here, this is just, oh, please stop talking. He came out and blamed his 2014 arrest on police prejudice, which is a rampant problem in the United States, police prejudice against white billionaires.
Of all the police prejudice that might be happening in this country,
don't you remember the last march?
I don't
it
think
was all about this.
The billionaire march.
That's right.
I don't think the billionaires.
I don't think
Just
there's
going
enough
down
of them.
Rodeo Drive,
Yeah.
protesting all the prejudice against white rich billionaires
Who inherited their wealth.
Everybody in their Rolls Royces. Yeah.
He says, if I'm just the average guy down the block, they're not pulling me in. Yes, they are.
Yes, they are. And
are.
they
Yeah.
caught you with a bunch of pills and $30,000. If they caught anybody else like that, they'd still be in jail.
Well, I mean, to be fair, 30 grand, that's sort of pocket change for Jim Irsay.
Sure, but it's
anyone else.
But anyone, if he's talking about being treated like everyone else, that's you're going to jail and you're staying there. They gave him the 30,000 back.
Did you guys
For
have the
who
over?
else is that actually true?
Did you have the over or under on how many times Irsay has been to rehab? Do you know that? Do you know?
I don't know what the number is.
All right, I'll give the over or under 11.
I'm
Is
taking
it
the
over
over.
or under?
I'm taking the over.
All right, Keon's got the over. Randy?
Well, I'm going to bet $1, Alex.
Yeah, okay. 15 times. 15 times. And yes, one time he did almost die of an overdose.
Oh my God.
Hey, listen,
I
Jim
never win
Irsay,
those things.
up until this comment, I'm like one of those things where I'm like, okay, well, him dancing in the locker room was like, all right, well, he's enjoying himself, I guess. Kind of embarrassing, but all right. It's a lot of the other stuff that Jim Irsay has done and said, you're kind of like, all right, you're good, you're good. This one, now you're starting to get into an area, Jim Irsay, where it's going to be hard to even.
See, is that dancing? I thought that was irritable bowel syndrome he was experiencing there.
Looked like he was trying to work a poo. There,
I really don't know with him that you can tell the difference.
See what I'm saying?
But look, he helped run Dan Snyder's sorry ass out of the league. He should have all the goodwill on earth. Don't walk that back. Don't ruin that.
He's getting close.
Don't
on this
ruin
one.
that. Come on, man.
I think Sarah McLaughlin's about to do a song about the poor, white, rich billionaire.
Yeah.
Who can't get a break with the cops.
I feel it's going to happen anytime here. Yeah.
And then my Colts let go of Shaq Leonard. What the hell? I mean, I get it. His play hasn't been great since he came back from injury and surgeries and stuff like that. But you paid him $98.5 million extension. And now you're like, yeah, you can go. I think there's more to the story we don't know. And he did get public saying he wished that he was getting more playing time. But when you saw him out on the field playing, he wasn't exactly up to speed, if you know what I mean. But he's such a good guy, though. I mean, right after he finds out he's been cut, he was shocked, saddened, upset by it. He immediately went out and handed out 200 turkeys at a Thanksgiving drive just hours after the whole thing went down.
Well, there you go.
You know, he could have been like, screw this town. I'm out of here. Taking my turkeys with me. But no, he went out there and did it. He says, that's all right, man. He actually put out a nice post for the Colts and the Colts fans. So Shaquille Leonard's being a class act. And I'm kind of scratching my head. I guess maybe not as much.
I guess not as much, but
But why now?
Yeah, that's the thing that I'm wondering, because Anthony Richardson got injured the October 17th. So you had some time before the trade deadline that if you thought, okay, season's over and Shaq Leonard's just not playing well, we can just move him. And then you could at least get a pick back, maybe a fourth or a fifth, but you'll get something. Now you're just releasing the guy for nothing.
So, wow, we're running late. And we haven't even talked about the game. The Colts versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Home game for the Colts. Tampa Bay Colts, kind of on even ground, I think. Kind of on even ground. Baker Mayfield versus Gardner Minshew. Tampa Bay's defense is okay. Colts defense is okay. This is actually a pretty balanced game. What do you say, Keon?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think with Tampa's defense, it's definitely more front heavy. They do a better job of slowing down teams that run, and the Colts love to run. So I do feel like giving the edge to Tampa Bay in that regard. They've played really well defensively the last couple of weeks, and I think that Baker Mayfield, it's kind of up to him. If he has a good Baker game, well, Tampa Bay's going to win. If he has a bad Baker game, well, Indy's going to win, and that's pretty much the end of that. But he's been okay. So I'll take Tampa Bay and that defense.
Randy?
Well, listen, I mean, anytime you go up against the American treasure, Gardner Minshew, how do you pick? How do you pick against it? I mean, this guy, he's legendary. And the bottom line is, I'm going to take the blue horseshoe and Gardner damn Minshew. I'll just go ahead and say it right there. Gardner Minshew for president.
Well, I'm looking at this like this with, Colts at home. And I feel kind of like these two teams are kind of on even ground. Take the home team. That's all I got. So we are running kind of late. And I don't know. I think maybe we should do Randy's pick on the Cardinals after we come back from the top of the hour break. Because, want to give that game as much consideration and thoughtfulness as we can.
Yeah.
So we will do that. But I think we can very quickly make the pick on the Houston Texans hosting the Jacksonville Jaguars. That is a sneaky good game. Jacksonville's doing pretty good. CJ Stroud is exceeding expectations. But take a look at the game and tell me what you think, Randy. Jacksonville up against the Houston Texans at Houston. So what do you say?
Well, the one thing that I always look for is consistency. Who is a consistent team? Who are the consistent players? And I have to say Houston is a consistent team. They play consistent, and Jacksonville has not been so. Yes, they're 7-3. Yes, Stacey Lawrence had a good week last week, but have they been that consistent? Yeah, they're 7-3, but I'd have to say no. I'm going to give the nod to Houston.
All right, Keon.
Yeah, I think that Jacksonville hasn't been consistent. I would agree with that. I don't know from week to week which version of that team you're going to get, and still, even some of their bad games result in wins because they are a pretty well-rounded team. Houston, they're not necessarily inconsistent, but they do have games where the offense kind of fails to get going, and maybe they get going a little bit later in some games than you like. The defense has been shockingly good, but I just think that Trevor Lawrence has been the consistent part of the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's a matter of do his receivers show up with him, and I'm gonna lean towards yes. I think that Trevor has been generally sharp. He's made more good decisions than bad decisions with the football. And I do think that they're doing a good job of using his mobility in games a whole lot more, which does make things a whole lot more difficult to defend against Jacksonville. I'll take the Jags.
I feel like Urban Meyer really has this team firing in all cylinders this year. And as consistent as CJ Stroud has been, I feel like, Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars will wear down the Texans and they'll get that W. I do believe so. But this is another one of those games which really could go either way. So we'll have to see. Stockton Slap says the Cowboys will sign Shaq Leonard. You can mark it. I think a lot of teams, here's the thing, he cleared waivers. But I think a lot of teams are going to be giving him a phone call, seeing what's going on. And he's a project. He's not a walk in and make an immediate difference, maybe in the locker room. But I'm just saying that he still has some work to do to get back up to, the kind of speed that he used to be at. T-Licious says Cliff Kingsbury is likable as Ralph, but way more handsome. Damn.
I think Cliff Kingsbury looks like a possum.
I was thinking more like a ferret.
Well, that would work too. You got those kind of pink eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Little rodent quality there.
Yeah.
Mm.
Blissful Hayes says the Steelers should hire Antonio Brown as their offensive coordinator.
There you go.
Okay.
Well, right now he's a coach. So why would he stop coaching to do that? I mean, you can't do that right now anyway.
Because
Oh, Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I think you got Antonio Pierce.
Yeah, I thought you were saying Antonio Pierce.
Your mind thought that was too absurd and therefore drifted to an actual coach.
Fugue state just occurred. Yeah, see, that's why I put pre-read on Blissful Haze. My brain couldn't even reconcile something that dumb.
Yeah, it's not even funny. It's just absurd.
Blimey. All right, listen, we've got to take a break. But fantasy girl Rosalie Michaels is about to join us and answer fantasy football questions. But before we get to that, first things first, when we get back from this break, we'll talk about the Arizona Cardinals hosting the Los Angeles Rams. We'll see what kind of weekend Randy is in for. What kind of weekend my wife is in for. No, what kind of weekend am I in for? That's true. More important.
Well, that's true.
It's true.
So get your fantasy football questions ready to go. She's here, and she's ready to answer your questions. Rosalie Michaels, your fantasy football fantasy girl, will be joining us right after this. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with things I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of the disease called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, straight lines seem wavy, like when looking at a door frame. For others, blurry or missing spots can make it hard to read or see loved ones' faces. Many have trouble seeing in low light, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. Talk to your eye doctor about GA today. Learn more at GAWon'tWait.com. That's GAWon'tWait.com.
Hi, folks. Robert Quigley here, America's Independent, Washington, D.C. We're on the road to the White House. Today, we're going to talk about the economy and national debt. How do we build a sustainable economy? We're going to recreate the national cottage industry. We're going to reshore as many production jobs as possible from Asia. We're going to tweak the SBA to improve business ownership by the millions. We're going to tweak the FHA to improve home ownership by the tens of millions. Goal is a large increase in self-sustainable families. And the national debt front, government accounting is not John and Mary accounting. The government makes the money, John and Mary must earn the money. New debt pays for old debt. Inflation erodes the value of debt. There are no real answers along this road of analysis. The real answer in terms of the national debt is the balance between the cash and credit available on the one hand versus the amount of goods and services available to be bought and sold on the other hand. Maintaining that balance is key. Go to my website, robertquigleyforpresident.com. Donate what you can. Together, we make America work for everybody.
Paid for and approved by Robert Quigley for president.
There's so much to be thankful for. Family, friends, food, and NFL football all week long. DraftKings Sportsbook is keeping your Thanksgiving week full of action. New customers can bet just $5 on the NFL action to score $150 instantly in bonus bets. Arizona listeners, DraftKings Sportsbook at TPC Scottsdale is now open. Head over to the new location today to experience betting at a whole new level. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code BET1580. New customers can bet $5 on the NFL Thanksgiving action to score $150 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, with code BET1580. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Must be 21 or older. Physically present in Arizona. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
Quiet, people, settle down. Because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room. Fantasy girl Rosalie Michaels is joining us to answer all your fantasy football questions. So text those in to 888-368-1580. Broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Now, Rosalie is here with us, but we got one more thing that we got to do before we start answering the fantasy football questions. Rosalie, you can get in on this conversation because we haven't done Randy's epic Cardinals pick yet this week. Now, the Cardinals are hosting the Los Angeles Rams. And in fact, we'll go ladies first. On this game, what would be your pick?
Well, look, Randy is wearing it. I'm wearing it. We got the Cardinals hats on, matching, my brother. We are matching today. I love it. So I am obviously going with the Cardinals here. Let me do my best Randy impersonation here, though. Hold on. I'm picking the Cardinals to beat those goats. The goats of Los Angeles.
It's sheep. It's a sheep of
Sheep?
the Los Angeles sheep.
Goats works too. Having a hard time hearing you, Rosalie. You're a little bit quiet. If we can get a little bit closer to the microphone there.
Well, it's through my AirPods, so maybe I'll switch it up to the hardwired and see if
I
that's
should have known
better.
it was an iPhone thing.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
So
Oh,
while she
boy.
does that, Keon, okay, looking at the Los Angeles Rams, I don't know who's their quarterback this week. Is Matthew Stafford ever coming back, or is he done for the season?
Steve Steverson, and I believe
Who's running this team? I have no idea anymore. Who's throwing to Puka Nuka and Luka Buka? Do we know who's the quarterback for the Rams right now?
Yeah,
It's Stafford.
It is.
Yeah,
it
is he
is
back?
Stafford. Yeah, he
yeah.
is back.
Oh, good.
Still Stafford.
They did worry about a little bit of depth, so they went out and got Carson Wentz.
Oh, right. That's
But
right.
he is not starting. You don't have to worry about that because if Carson had to throw to Puka Nacua or Cooper
Wentz.
Kupp or anybody, it'd be about 5 yards over their head.
Right.
Yeah, and as long as Matthew Stafford is playing, I know that the Rams haven't been very consistent, but I just think that when they're playing their best football, they are the better football team here. And I'm if we're
Sad
just
to hear you say that, Keon.
yeah, it's just the Cardinals defense, as much as they do try very hard, push teams to the brink. I just think the Rams have too much talent to lose this game.
So you're sure Matthew Stafford is playing?
Yeah. I was just looking because you guys made me question my knowledge here, which is
Just whenever Carson Wentz is a possibility, you really got to keep your head on a swivel.
Mm-hmm.
No, they got him. They got Carson Wentz last week, and there was an opportunity that he may have played last week, but Stafford did play last week. I mean, he wasn't great last week, but he did play. So, and he has not aggravated an injury. Plus, they are getting Kyron Williams back. So
is Cooper Kupp playing?
That he's questionable as is Puka. So Puka and Cooper are both questionable. So you're gonna have to keep an eye on him, so we'll see.
This is my conditional pick. Taking the Rams to beat the Cardinals.
That's too bad.
Maybe. I don't feel good about it, to be honest.
It might change.
Too bad.
It might change.
Yeah, as long as Stafford is throwing the ball and Cooper Kupp or Nacua are in, I'm taking the Rams. If both those guys are out, I don't know.
That's too bad.
I don't know what to tell you. So let's find out.
Just so you know, too, I did just see something come in that Marquise Brown is questionable. Just came in. So that could mean anything. I haven't looked deeper into it. It
could mean Rondale Moore is going to have a big day.
When has Rondale Moore ever had a big day?
He's going to have one this weekend.
He's getting targeted
right off the bat last week. Kyler hit him 48 yards. I mean, that was the only thing he did. But hey,
hard to believe the Cardinals are 2-9. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, here he is now to give you his prognostication: Rams versus Cardinals. Here's Randy White.
Someone once said, "Courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes courage is the quiet voice at the end of the day saying, 'I will try again tomorrow.' I say to you, Red Sea, to stand with me and lock arms as we march forward towards the end of this season. This is an opportunity for this team to discover who they are and how to get better in the long run. This week, we face the Los Angeles Sheepherd. And I say, what a great place to start our coming back, our beginning of new, than to defeat, behead, shred, and barbecue the sheep. So let's go forward, Red Sea. Let us not give up easily. Let us march forward and take down this opponent this week. No, I have no prediction on the game this week. I know I've been close all season long, but I have no prediction. Only this, my friends. Ask yourself this question. Will this matter a year from now? Cardinals win, by the way, in what will forever be known as the shearing of the sheep.
She is right. They do kind of look like goats. I think goats would have worked too. I think that the sheep were goats.
I am so inspired right now. I have a little tear in my eye.
Wow. I saw that.
Inspired.
I saw that. I saw that.
My tear is from biting my lip.
My speech drove you to sneeze a couple of times. I saw that. Thank you.
Yeah.
So Rosalie, you and I are playing again this week in fantasy football.
Yes, we are, my friend. Yeah.
So I can't ask you for any advice. I can't ask you for any kind of advice.
Why not?
I don't know. I beat her last time.
Well,
I beat her. I swept her last year, so she's not interested in helping me out, even though she knows that my being in fourth place is just a laugh. It's just a lot of my good luck and other people's bad luck. Right now, I'm going to drop like a rock because my good luck is just running out. It ran out this week, and Rosalie has got herself back up into better form, climbing up out of the basement, and we've seen a couple of other guys going back down to the basement. I am seriously, if you look at my team every week, I'll give you 100 points. I'll get, and that's about it. So there's no way I can hang around in fourth place. So, but I expect she'll beat me this week, and that's fine.
Well, you are slated to beat me. You are favored by a point right now, according to the the computer savvy
just mocking
people at NFL.com. No,
you're mocking me because projections mean nothing.
Not mocking. I am mockless. I will tell you.
Yeah, okay.
She's mockless.
So I'm not going to ask any questions, but we always want to make sure these guys get their chances to ask. So, Randy, go ahead. Ask Rosalie Michaels your fantasy football question.
Well, I was very elated to hear, and I know you're on the cutting edge of information, and Rosalie, that you said that Kyren Williams will be returning this week. I have not got that information. I rely on you to give me this insider information. My question
he is practicing, so he's. I think he is good to go for Sunday.
My question is simply this: do I play Kyren, or do I play Chuba?
Oh gosh, I am not a Chuba fan at all. I think
nor am I, but I've had to scrape the barrel.
I hear you. I know. When O'Brien says that I've been making my way up, it's because I've been just picking at the waiver wire, trying to improve my running back situation. So I hear you, my friend. So I'm not a Chuba fan at all. I think he is very, very ineffective. They do have Miles Sanders there, who I did just pick up off of our waiver wire simply because my running backs are crap. So I figure at some point Miles is going to have a good game. This could be a good game. The matchup is good for them. So I don't hate it. I just hate Mr. Chuba Hubbard. So against Tennessee, I think it's going to be a really low-scoring game. So I think you're much better off with Kyren against those Arizona Cardinals, even though we know we know that the Cardinals are going to win, but
Oh, yeah.
they are
Yeah.
terrible against the run. They give up the third most fantasy points to running back position, the sixth most rushing yards to opposing offenses, and a lot of points to opposing offenses.
Yeah.
So
We didn't need
I
to
like
hear all
Byron
that
over Chuba.
information, Rosalie. I
I
mean,
know.
we
I
didn't
know.
need to
It's
hear
okay.
all that. I just
We can
gave this
still win the
inspiring
game.
speech, and now everybody is going to be all sad. Thank you, my
No,
sister
no.
Blista. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Sister Blista. What the hell is
Sister
that?
Blista.
Are you trying to indicate that she's got herpes? What the hell is
No.
a Sister Blista?
Wow.
I've never heard
No,
that
no,
before.
it's just, what are you talking about?
Why not? Has anybody ever heard? Have you ever heard
Jeffco.
anybody say Sister Blista?
Yeah, me. I say it all the time. It's sort of my thing. It's what I do.
Really? I don't think you should say
Sister
that.
This is
to
the
Blista.
anybody.
first time I've ever heard that. But
What are you
okay.
talking about? Sister Blista.
Once you said blister, the first thing I think of is, oh, she's got a cold sore.
No,
And that's a
no.
horrible thing to
Great.
say to a lady.
Wonderful.
All right, that's
Can we move
terrible.
off of this topic?
Both
This is
of
terrible.
you, that's terrible.
You
Hey,
treat her like a lady.
And number two, how would I know this information? It was simply a term of endearment. Oh my gosh.
It's a bad term of endearment. I think you.
I take it as endearment,
Mm.
Randy. I did not take it the disgusting way that Jeffrey did.
I feel like that compliment comes with a little bottle of Valtrex or something.
Please.
Keon,
Moving
Keon,
right along, Jeffrey.
go ahead. Listen, I'm defending her. I'm not insinuating anything.
I don't think you are.
Keon, it's time for your question for Rosalie.
Yeah, Rosalie. Most of my lineup has been determined by injuries, so this is going to be pretty easy. I've
You
got
know it's gonna be a bad day win.
I mean, listen, I am barely alive right now. So in the absence of one Cooper Kupp, do I play Jacoby Myers or Jahan Dotson in my flex position?
Myers or Dotson?
I don't love
so-
either one. I'm saddened
No,
to have to
I think
say
you
this.
have to go Jacoby Myers over Dotson. I mean, against the Cowboys, yeah, it's probably going to be a high scoring game, and he's going to get a lot of targets. So there is that. But the Cowboys are really, really good against really everything, but really good against the wide receiver position. So it's that's a really tough one. So
Sorry.
I'm
I'm sorry. I'm looking at Keon's lineup right now. Oh God. Oh,
I didn't
You
choose
got-
this. I did not choose this.
You didn't choose all those Jets players and all those Washington Commando players. You didn't choose that.
Well, I
you have
did.
those at gunpoint.
Yeah, I drafted them when Aaron Rodgers was the quarterback. I got Brees
Yeah.
Hall and Garrett Wilson, and then I got Dalvin Cook as the handcuff. Okay,
You know what?
Don't
Brees
do this
Hall-
to me.
Brees Hall I love this week, though. Brees Hall I do love this week.
And then the only
So-
commanders I have are Dotson and Howell, which you dared me to draft
I did.
Howell.
I
so
really did dare him
So
for
I
that.
did, and the thing is, I believed in the guy. So, and he's got Sam Howell has outscored Lamar most weeks. I just haven't played him because you don't bench Lamar. So I was right about everything I've drafted. They're all hurt.
Can I just say, I look at your lineup and now I understand why people sometimes just walk away from their teams. I get it now.
Wow.
I get it.
Yeah. Like I drafted DJ Moore when that was a good idea. I
never
drafted
walk
Dallas
away.
Goddard back
Happy Thanksgiving.
when he was alive. Dallas Goddard.
So much to be thankful for.
I
in
woke up
Keon's
Monday.
lineup.
I woke up Monday morning, and Dallas Goddard was ruled out of a game I thought he was playing in.
I'm sorry. Did you have a question for Rosalie?
No, I already asked it. You jerk.
That is really
Yeah, man.
I'll
I'm
tell
sitting
you,
here
this
trying to
is
just do my thing, go about my business. I'm somehow one spot out of the playoffs. I'm trying to get my ass back inside. Just
I shouldn't
in
have
the
looked.
playoff. Just
I'm sorry. I
Leave me alone,
apologize.
man.
Next time I won't look. I apologize.
All right. So back to your question of which to do. I mean, with Jacoby, his targets have really come down. He was really being targeted, but now
You
finally
really don't have to tell
they're
me.
targeting Devontae Adams the way that they're supposed to, which is fantastic. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
And then it gives Jacoby Myers a little bit more opportunity, just because people are more focused on Devontae Adams, and that's what we want. But Jahan Dotson's not getting all of that great in terms of targets either. So then you have to go to which offense do you trust more? Yeah. Which offense do you trust more? Probably neither.
Neither
right?
of them.
Neither.
Just shoot me
neither
already.
offense more. So, but here's what tomorrow is, Thanksgiving. It's the what used to be the Redskins versus the Cowboys, right? It was a big time Thanksgiving Day, big time Thanksgiving Day game. So, I'm going Dotson on this one. I don't like it. I don't like either, but I'm going to go Dotson over Myers because
I just hope Cooper Kupp plays, and I don't have to make that choice. I really don't want to.
Although Cooper Kupp's been a lot of crap lately too.
Well, that's the thing. I'm choosing my options of crap here. I don't have any good options. I only have bad ones.
I really thought Keon was going to come in asking like fantasy basketball questions because if you look at his team, they're just.
Oh, jeez.
When it was healthy, my team was good. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Damn.
And you're
when
one
Cooper
spot out
Kupp
of the
had
playoffs.
both of his damn legs, it worked. Okay.
Yeah.
When Dallas Goedert didn't die every other week, my team was okay.
Cooper Kupp has been the bane of your existence all season.
I
Keon.
didn't want to draft him. It auto-drafted him for me, and it's the only pick it auto-drafted, and Chris McCaffrey was right damn there.
Oh, no.
It just skipped him for no reason.
Oh, my
All right, I'm
God.
done. It's just because that now I will get mad, and I have avoided that for a while. I'm going to get back down to levels that are...
So you have more questions?
Do you think that Kenneth Walker will be back from the dead this week?
Nope.
Or we nope?
No.
Okay. No questions. All done. Thanks, Rosalie.
My pleasure. Sorry, Keon, I couldn't be here.
No,
So Keon's going to be sitting there.
Well, I didn't expect you to work miracles, so
Keon's going to be sitting there at Thanksgiving dinner. When it comes to him, is what are you thankful for? Thankful I don't have to be on that show again until Monday. All right, so
and then they got to put the Commanders on against the Cowboys in prime time. Just
if I
hurt me
could,
more.
man, I would send players your way, bro.
Randy, you were saying you were looking for a running back. I'll entertain a trade. I've got a couple of selections, not in my starting lineup, but I'm just saying.
Well, see, now that's the problem. Now I've got if Kyron's coming back, I got Zach.
You got to dump a guy.
You got Zach Charbonnet. If you have Zach Charbonnet, that's a fantastic
and
start. I like it a lot.
I've already removed Freeman. I still have Dante Foreman, but he's questionable, so I don't know if he's going to play.
I'm just saying, I got Zach Moss. I give him to you for Lamar Jackson.
Don't take Zach Moss. No, do not take Zach Moss.
and Lamar Jackson for Zach Moss. I think that's a fair trade.
Oh, is it?
Khalil Herbert is back, so Dante is not a good choice for you, even if he does come in. So, but Zach Charbonnet is a great start this week. So he's going to get a lot of action. It's tough against San Francisco, obviously, but he's going to be the bell cow there in Seattle. And we know they do like to run, so they don't do it well. But I think that's Walker's fault, not Charbonnet's fault. So,
all right, listen, there's a bunch of people sitting here on the text line who are waiting to get their fantasy football questions answered. We're going to take a break. We'll come back and we'll do just that. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. The best way to start betting smarter is to sign up for a free VSiN subscription at vsin.com/subscribe. That's vsin.com/subscribe.
The big college football game this weekend is in Ann Arbor as Michigan takes on Ohio State in the game, and both teams undefeated at 11-0. The winner will have an inside track on the playoff and will play in the Big Ten title game against the Iowa Hawkeyes next week in Indianapolis. The Wolverines are a 3.5-point home favorite, -108 against the spread. Ohio State getting 3.5, -112. On the money line, the Buckeyes +134, the Wolverines -162. The over-under is at 46.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
My daughter is normally a little goofball, but after a bad night's sleep, she's too tired to be anything. That's why I trust Pure Z's Kids. Pure Z's Kids is mindfully formulated just for kids. Their non-habit forming, drug-free products help my daughter fall asleep naturally, giving her the rest to be her best.
I'm a dinosaur.
Her best dinosaur.
Pure Z's Kids, for ages 4 and up when needed. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Sun Devil football returns to Mountain America Stadium to face the arch rival Arizona Wildcats in the Territorial Cup game, Saturday, November 25th. Scatterboo sets up, throws downfield, caught for a touchdown by Elijah Badger. Get your tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Be there, be loud, and wear gold. Scatterboo lowers his head, bounces off a tackler, get to the 10, to the 5, to the end zone. Touchdown, Devils!
Hi, folks. Robert Quigley here, America's Independent, Washington, D.C., run the road to the White House. Today, we're going to talk about grassroots campaigning. Folks, we have 5 million known supporters across the United States, and we know millions of others exist. A good campaign is grounded in networking theory, chaos theory, exponential growth principles, and amplification processes. Let's take the typical voter at a stump speech. They snap a picture, they ask a few questions, they write a few sentences, and they immediately post it on Facebook. It's seen by 5,000 of their followers. We add in radio, TV, and newspapers, plus numerous voters doing the same thing at the same time. Then what we really have is a ginormous amplification process underway. What looks like something slow with a bit of math is actually a thundering freight train heading down the tracks. 1 to hundreds of millions of supporters in a very short space of time. Folks, go to robertquigleyforpresident.com, donate what you can. Together, we make America work for everybody.
Paid for and approved by Robert Quigley for president.
It's here. Black Friday week is live at Target. Save up to 50% on select tech and video games. Plus, save up to 40% on select small appliances, up to 45% on floor care, and so much more. And get free shipping when you spend $35 or use your red card at Target.com. Hurry! These Black Friday deals end Saturday. Get low prices and great Black Friday deals. Only at Target. Exclusions apply.
Like this before.
Grand Canyon University basketball is back for another exciting season. After advancing to March Madness in 2 of his 3 seasons as the head coach, Bryce Drew brings a team to the court this season, picked to win the conference once again, and led by first-team All-WAC selection Gabe McLaughlin and WAC preseason Player of the Year Ray Harrison. Check out the schedule at gculopes.com to find matchups with San Francisco, DePaul, Liberty, and last year's national championship runner-up, the San Diego State Aztecs. Join me, Michael Potter, and Lopes insider Paul Coro all season long right here on The Fanatic, the home of Lopes basketball.
Today, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and it's time to answer some fantasy football questions. People wait all week for this, and here she is, fantasy girl Rosalie Michaels, ready to answer some people's fantasy football questions that are not sad and hopeless, like in the last segment. Oaktown Destroyer says, Happy Thanksgiving, Blender Boys and Rosalie. Hey, who should I use in the flex, Devin Singletary or OBJ?
Well, my initial thought is Singletary, but Dameon Pierce is back in practice, so he will. I mean, Singletary's been doing a great job in his stead, and the run games looked a little bit better than with Dameon Pierce. But OBJ is just really kind of a crapshoot. If he gets the touchdown, then great, love it. So I say if there's no Dameon Pierce, go Singletary. But if there is a Dameon Pierce, then go OBJ.
Here's a question. I thought OBJ was hurt, so he's 100% fine and ready to go, or is he?
Yeah, I've not seen any updates on him in terms of that he is out. Let me see here. Let me look in my little notes. Let's see, OBJ on the Baltimore line. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything about OBJ.
All right. Screaming Eagle says, Happy Thanksgiving to one and all. I'll make this short and sweet. Miami defense versus the Cleveland defense. Which way do you go?
Miami defense or Cleveland defense? Cleveland defense against Denver is where I go on that. Although, wait, Miami's got the Jets with Tim Boyle. Miami does let up a lot of points, but there's going to be too much opportunity there to get a defensive touchdown. So let's go Miami. Cleveland's the safe choice there, absolutely, but let's go Miami because I think you'll get a defensive touchdown out of it.
So he wants to know about his flex, Christian Kirk or Khalil Shakir?
Kirk.
There you go. And he says, have a wonderful holiday season. Thanks, Doc. Hefty Lefty says, Purdy or Mahomes?
Oh, gosh. They're both great starts here. If you're in a 2 QB league, then great. But they're both great starts. San Francisco's got Seattle. Purdy against Seattle in the 2 games that he's played, he's put up 25.7 points in both, average 25.7 points in those games. But Pat Mahomes against Las Vegas in a lot more game sample, he's got 25.9 on average against Las Vegas. So both great starts, but I'm giving a slight edge to Mahomes there.
Hefty Lefty also says Tank Dell or Debo?
Oh, you can't not. Oh, God. Can you fit them both in? Can you fit both? Tank Dell just gets too much action. And then Debo is, again, you look at the history of Debo against Seattle, and he just puts up a lot of fantasy points. So if you can fit them both in, I'd go with them both. But Tank Dell just gets too much action. Noah Brown's still out. Nico's not really doing a whole heck of a lot. And CJ Stroud's going to Tank a lot. That's a tough one. Safety is Debo, but I really like Tank. So take that for what it is.
Hefty Lefty thinks he's me on any given day because here he is with another question. He says, start one, Ayuk, Mostert, or K. Williams?
Ayuk, Mostert. I'm going to go Ayuk there. I think he's got the better matchup, higher scoring game. And with Mostert, he's damaged. He's limited, as is Achane. And so, but Achane is coming back. So I don't know what that split is going to look like there. So I'm going Ayuk there.
All right. Mr. Pringle says, Rosalie, should I start Tucker or Gay at kicker?
You got to go Tucker.
I think it'd been more fun if you said, you got to go Gay. Beagle Mist says, in the flex, Kyron Williams, Brian Robinson, Ramondre Stevenson, or Tank Dell. Jesus, Fecal Mist,
Kyron, B-Rob, Tank Dell, or who?
Kyron Williams, Brian Robinson, Ramondre Stevenson, Tank Dell.
Oh, Mondre. Just one, I'm going Tank.
Beer Bob says, I need a suggestion for tight end. Oh, I say get a tight end. Next question is, he asked you. He says, I got to be careful how I worded that too. He says, Goddard out for the Eagles. Looks like now Musgrave for the Packers is out. Do you have any sleeper tight ends out there that could help me?
Yeah. If Isaiah Likely is still on your waiver wire, go ahead and grab him. He's a great start this week against the Chargers. So he is still available, surprisingly, after that injury to Mark Andrews in a lot of leagues. So if you've got him and you need, if he's on your waiver and you need a tight end help, he's a good start.
Swazman leans over the bar and says, Rosalie, let's cut to the chase. Derrick Henry, home against Carolina, or Kareem Hunt, or Singletary? I only have one spot.
Okay. Henry, Hunt, or Singletary. So there's, like I said, if there's no Dameon Pierce, Singletary is your guy. Hunt has been good for a touchdown for almost every week except last week. And it's a great matchup against Denver. So I mean, it's kind of bonkers to think that you would ever sit Derrick Henry, but this matchup for Derrick Henry is seemingly pretty good, but he was limited today. So just be aware. So I think you're going D-Hen unless he ends up not playing. So that's my choice for you.
Bala 51 says Nakua, Ridley, Mixon. Oh my God. Why are you guys giving me so many names?
Nakua,
Ridley, Mixon, or G. Wilson at flex?
Mixon, no Wilson. You just can't. It's not happening at all with that changing quarterback, even with the other the other quarterback, it was not pretty either. Nacua, if he plays, you're going Nacua. That's just all it is. If he doesn't play, then my second there would be Ridley.
So just so it's fun, just so you can see, the full question was Nacua, Ridley, Mixon, or G. Wilson at flex and or over Brian Robinson or Mostert. He put in 6 damn names in the question.
You can't do that, man.
That's not right.
If you're over Brian Robinson,
I don't know.
Is that what?
I don't even understand.
So
There's
Brian
so many
Robinson
names.
is going to get. He's going to get a good amount of carries. He's going to get a good amount of action because Gibson is questionable. I don't think he's going to play. So he's going to be a lot of attention, but they're going to be throwing the ball a lot because they're going to have to keep up with Dallas. So it's, you could go, if you're going Nacua over Gibson, if Nacua is playing. If Nacua is playing, you're playing him over everybody.
Kyle 51, I love you, but man, you made me feel like I just did roll call. Stop it. T-Licious says Fields, Howell, or Baker? Quarterback.
Yeah, I got it. Fields, Howell, or Baker. Well, you know how I feel about Howell. He is going to be slinging a lot. It's not going to be very effective for him against that Cowboys D, but he is going to be slinging a lot. So that the opportunity is there to get some stuff done. Now, Fields obviously has the opportunity to get stuff done on his legs, and I love that about him. It's not a bad matchup with Minnesota on Monday night. And then the last one was Baker Mayfield. I just don't like Baker. I don't like him at all. The matchup's not great for him against Indy. It's not terrible, but it's not great. I'm going Fields out of those 3.
There you go, T-Licious, and happy Thanksgiving, he says. Slave Dave says happy Thanksgiving. Says, should I play Hurts or Goff this week?
Hurts.
Yeah.
I'm mad at Goff after his slam dunk situation last week. It's hard to, I mean, Goff is, and you know what? Green Bay against the QB is actually really good. So, I mean, he'll get some, I think it's all the run game for Detroit this week. And so I don't love Goff this week, even though I was singing his praises last week, which means he's probably going to go off because it's a terrible matchup for him. And that's when he does better. But you do Hurts unless he's hurt. That's the way it goes. Mystery Girl says Brock Purdy or Allen this week. Oh, Brock Purdy or Josh Allen. It's funny how many times we're hearing this question. And last week, Purdy did the dang thing, and I loved it. But, Josh Allen against Philly, again, that's going to be a high-scoring game. They're both great starts. I like them both, but great starts for – I got to go Josh Allen this week over Brock Purdy. You think the Seattle defense is a little more formidable than the Philly defense then? The Philly defense gives up the 3rd most fantasy points to the QB position, the 4th most passing yards to opposing offenses, the 1st most fantasy points to wide receivers. And so that wide receiver and QB combo against Philly is going to do well. So you like it a lot. I mean, Mahomes would have had a much better game last week if there weren't all the dang drops for him. So that was not Mahomes' fault, even though Mahomes still did have a decent game. But yeah, Philly against the QB is a little bit stronger than Philly against the QB. Yeah, your advice on Mahomes would be good. Who knew it was going to be a drizzly night and nobody could catch a ball? Advice about Goff was good. Who knew he was going to start throwing to the other team the way he did? It was just sometimes you just don't know the intangibles, and that's part of the risk of playing fantasy football. For everything you know, weird things happen, man. Yeah, you can make the right decision. It's not an exact science. I boil down the numbers. I look at everything. I look at every aspect of it. Even the computer simulations will get it wrong. Like you said, these are computer simulations that do these projected numbers, and they get it wrong because it's not a perfect science. But you can take all of the things that and try to make your best educated guess, which is what we're doing. And sometimes most of the time it comes out right, but there's going to be times where it doesn't come out right. And that's just the game of fantasy football, my friends.
Hey, Randy, would you set your headphones right? Because you're feeding everybody back through your headphones into the microphone. Thank you. Randy keeps his headphones set at nuclear. All right. So
what? I can't hear you.
Everything's fine, Randy. Mystery Girl also wants to know about running back Connor or Kyren Williams.
Connor or Kyren Williams. I'm going to go Connor here. It's a very good for the matchup against the Rams. Yeah, they don't let up a lot of fantasy points to running backs in general, but Connor against the Rams historically does very, very well. Kyren Williams coming off of the injury, yes, it's a much better matchup for him, but I'm going to take the sure thing of Connor over Kyren. I think Kyren definitely could score more fantasy points than Connor, but I'm going with the safety of James Conner here over Kyren.
There you go. And Mystery Girl says, happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Stockton Slap says, Miss Rosalie. It's Mrs. Rosalie, actually. You watch yourself. It says, should I start CJ Stroud or Justin Herbert?
Oh, it's Stroud over Herbert. I'm seriously considering not starting Herbert this week against. It's a tough matchup for him, and he's been up and down. He's had some really great games, but this matchup for him, I think, is going to cause him a little bit of trouble. And CJ Stroud just seems to be matchup proof right now, so I'm going Stroud over Herbert.
Also, Stockton Slap wants to know Chiefs or Browns in regards to defense.
KC or Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
I like KC this week against Las Vegas quite a bit. Las Vegas just can't score points, which is terrible. Like I said, that Cleveland game is bound to be low scoring. But I don't think there's as many mistakes that are being made by that Denver offense as was being made before. So I'm going KC over Cleveland.
Beer Bob says, speaking about a pile of suck, with all their quarterbacks out, can I trust Amari Cooper or Garrett Wilson or even Jamar Chase, or am I just SOL? It's a good question.
Yeah, I think Jamar Chase is the only one there. Cooper, as you saw, I told O'Brien that was a risky start, and he had better wide receivers last week to start, and he did, which worked out for him. The Cooper is iffy. Garrett Wilson, not at all. Jamar Chase, Jake Browning actually did decently. He threw a touchdown coming in for Burrow. He didn't throw any interceptions, whereas on the opposite side, when you're talking about the Jets, Tim Boyle just looked like absolute crap. So I'm going Chase of those three.
All right, let's see. Hefty Lefty says, I'm thankful for you doing all three questions.
You're welcome, Hefty Lefty.
Bala 51 says, phone was about to die, so just trying to get in all of them one text. That was two questions. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't understand that there. Well, listen, Rosalie Michaels, I think we've taken up enough of your time. What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
I'm actually, okay, this is going to be funny. I'm going to my ex-husband's wedding with my current husband and my children.
Wait, your ex-husband is marrying your current husband?
No.
You said you're going to your ex-husband's wedding with your current husband. That's against the law.
Not to my current husband. He is marrying his lovely fiance.
Wait, your husband is marrying somebody's fiance?
This is how it works on this show.
I don't understand. This sounds like a horrible Thanksgiving.
It's going to be a great Thanksgiving. It's going to be a lot of fun. So it's I'm going to a wedding and going to eat my face off, and then I'm making my own Thanksgiving on Friday. So.
I can't wait to read all about it in the Weekly World News. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time, Rosalie. Thanks a lot.
See you next week, everybody. Good luck.
That is Fantasy Girl Rosalie Michaels. You can find her on the socials at Rosalie Michaels. If you have further fantasy football questions and such, we got to take a break. We'll come back and wrap it up. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
It's here. Black Friday week is live at Target. Save up to 50% on select tech and video games. Plus, save up to 40% on select small appliances, up to 45% on floor care, and so much more. And get free shipping when you spend $35 or use your red card at Target.com. Hurry! These Black Friday deals end Saturday. Get low prices and great Black Friday deals. Only at Target. Exclusions apply.
Like this before.
There's so much to be thankful for. Family, friends, food, and NFL football all week long. DraftKings Sportsbook is keeping your Thanksgiving week full of action. New customers can bet just $5 on the NFL action to score $150 instantly in bonus bets. Arizona listeners, DraftKings Sportsbook at TPC Scottsdale is now open. Head over to the new location today to experience betting at a whole new level. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code BET1580. New customers can bet $5 on the NFL Thanksgiving action to score $150 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, with code BET1580. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Must be 21 or older. Physically present in Arizona. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms.
We know how it goes. You can't always tune in and hear your favorite shows and hosts.
Dude, look, I'm a loser. Okay?
It's cool, bro. That's why we post podcasts of your favorite shows and hosts. Listen when you want to. Listen on demand.
That is great and frankly kind of amazing.
Go to 1580thefanatic.com to download.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Slave Dave says, hey, Randy.
Yeah.
Smoking turkey again this year.
Yeah.
Have you ever smoked a traditional green bean casserole? Any thoughts or suggestions?
I've not smoked a green bean casserole, but I can't imagine it would be that hard. I mean, it's just basically replacing the oven part of that, just putting it in your smoker. And then talk about, think about what kind of flavor profile you want. If you want more of a smoky taste to it, you go with a heavier smoking type of wood or pellet, or I don't know what you're smoking on, but or if you want a kind of a light smoke, or think about that flavor profile. But it shouldn't be hard. I mean, you'll have to add some time. I think usually your green bean casserole goes in your oven for an amount of time at 325, 350, 425, something like that. So just kind of do the math and, back that off. And so you get some nice smoke on that and then take it in, and it'll be a surprise for everybody. It should be a good thing. Tell me how it turns out.
You ever feel like maybe you smoke too many things? Maybe the main thing is smoked, but other things can just taste normally. Because if you smoke every different thing, doesn't it sort of make everything kind of start to taste the same?
Well, I use smoke and wood as a flavor profile. Sometimes I don't. I'll grill things like Kim and I this past weekend. I put some chicken breasts on the my pellet grill and I just grilled them. I didn't sit there and smoke them. I put the pellets, the grill at like 350, and I cooked the chicken, and we had some shrimp on there. I just this time of year, I like being outside. I like cooking outside. I like, that kind of grilled flavor. So I don't always smoke things. Now the turkey tomorrow I'll be smoking for about 4 hours, and I think that's going to be nice. I think that's going to be wonderful. But you don't have to smoke everything. You can just
I'm
grill.
just saying. At some point, maybe some things don't need to be smoked. I don't know.
No. I've got different grills. I've got a Kamado grill. I've got my pellet grill. I've got a side burner, like an offset grill, and I've got a gas grill that I use. I use for different applications. Depends on what I want to do.
Stockton Slap says, have you ever smoked a ganja green casserole? Oh, knock it off, Stockton Slap.
Ganja?
Yeah, he's talking about the marijuana.
No.
Seems like a disgusting way to take in that particular thing.
Yeah, if you were to
As a
use that in your
casserole?
smoker.
Well, back in the day,
hey kids, let's eat some skunk.
Back in the day, I did the marijuana back in the high school days.
Mm-hmm.
But no,
it ain't the same as now as it was then. By the way,
no,
it'll F you up now.
Well, that's what I understand.
Yeah. Us old guys don't need to be going anywhere near that.
No.
Hey, speaking of adulting, hey Keon, as an adult, have you had to call a plumber?
No.
I mean, I know you enjoy our industrial toilets there at the radio station, so that helps, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But no, listen, trust me. I'm the guy with all the kids who's sitting there taking pictures of the toilet in our bathrooms. So if I can find it at Home Depot to put it in the house here, because they're clogging up the toilets left and right over here. I just want to know. I mean, I've handled it myself, and my wife handles it. We all handle it. We haven't had to call a plumber here yet, but in your life as an adult, have you had to call a plumber?
No, I think I've been pretty lucky. Like lately, I haven't had to. And then the one time I had to, I had a landlord that took his sweet ass time solving problems.
Mm-hmm.
So I just fixed it myself. I just did it, and
Good for
it
you.
was faster. So
Sometimes, though, there are things that we can't fix ourselves. We can certainly try. Man card accreditation to the ones who do, but sometimes you do just have to call a plumber. Sometimes things get so jacked up, and I'll tell you what, if you're hosting Thanksgiving and you're not confident in your plumbing skills or your actual plumbing, you might want to get on that, because Roto-Rooter wants to remind America that Friday is not just Black Friday. It's also Brown Friday.
Oh, boy.
The busiest day of the year for plumbers. And that's not a myth. They'll expect to get 50% more calls this Friday than average because, the obvious. We're all eating like it's some sort of Roman food orgy. So then these giant craps are going to just, it's going to take,
giant BMs.
And it's not only because they're toilets. They're going to take a lot of punishment, believe me. But Roto-Rooter says the main culprits are also kitchen and sinks, garbage disposals, that sort of thing. People try to jam too much in there. So, I guess I say a lot of people just don't realize their plumbing is partially clogged until guests get there, because they've been cooking and doing whatever. And next thing you know, it overwhelms the system. So,
oh boy,
here is a few tips to avoid an issue.
All right.
Chew your food. That's just from me. That's not from Roto-Rooter. That's why anytime somebody clogs a toilet, I'm like, did you chew? Did you not chew? But also, if you're hosting people, don't have flushable wipes anywhere in the bathroom. Don't have them under the sink. Don't have them on the counter. Get them the hell out of there. And they're not really all that flushable. So keep those off the menu. If you have lots of guests and your plumbing's not doing so good, ask them to wait 10 minutes in between showers. It'll give the pipes more time to drain. Not sure what that has to do with flushing a toilet, but okay. While you're cooking, don't pour fats or cooking oils down the drain, because that could solidify inside your pipes and create clogs. That'd be horrible. And then also, don't put starchy things like potato peels in your garbage disposal. They don't break down well, and then they just get some mush that doesn't want to go through, and then there you go. Now you've got a clogged garbage. You should throw those away. Throw the peels in the garbage or in the compost, whatever. So there you go. A little Brown Friday advice from our friends at Roto-Rooter. But I go back to chew your damn food.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's a must.
You know what else you do? Here's a little tip. You flush the toilet, hold it down. Hold the little lever down until you see everything go down. Like, glug, 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 glug. Once it goes, glug, 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 then let up. And that way, you know for sure you didn't like half flush, because sometimes you'll just hit flush, clunk, and then stuff is halfway done, and now you got a clog in the toilet. It's hard to get through. So I like to hold it down until it goes, and then you let go so everything can fill up. There's a little tip from me to you. A guy there's too many women in this house, because can I just say that nobody ever should need that much toilet paper? But what do I know? I'm not a woman. I can't be the one that speaks to that. But all I know is I just see that and oh dear God, are you doing origami? Wait, how is this? Are you creating little snowmen out of toilet paper? Why is there this much?
Maybe they are.
Why?
Maybe they are. Well,
it just got to be a different way.
I like a clean tushy.
I'm going to have to get an industrial toilet. That's all there is to it. But until I do, and if you don't have one, hold the thing down until it goes glug, 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 glug. 90% of the time, that'll save you. It will save you. Outside of that, chew your damn food. That's all I got. Does anybody else have any advice for Brown Friday?
I think you got it covered, honestly.
Use somebody else's toilet.
Yeah.
That's my personal plan.
Save yourself. Use somebody else's toilet.
When we were, I was over at one of the wing stops or wing places with my kids. And I was like, you should use the toilet here before we go home.
No kidding.
Like, there's very big toilets in there. I think you'll be good. Stockton Slap says, I've never had to call a plumber, but I once saw a video where a girl did, and she didn't have any money to pay him. No.
Stop it right now. Stop it right now.
Anyway, Beer Bob says, come on, Randy. You know the old expression, smoke them if you got them. Talking about food, not the wacky tobacco. Well, you're talking about food, Beer Bob. The other guy wasn't. The other guy was not.
I enjoy the experience of grilling and smoking meat and smoking, other things. Like Kim will bring out. She likes a lot of shrimp. I'm not a big shrimp eater. I know, Jeffrey, you're a
I love
shrimp guy.
Shrimp.
But she really likes it
every day
when I put it on the smoker and I get a little smoky taste to it. And
I have not had smoked shrimp.
Oh, it's good.
Oh,
yeah. Depending on what kind of smoke you put to it, you can't overdo it. You've got to be kind of mellow with it, but it's good. Yeah.
We were at the Home Depot the other day. My wife is trying to talk me into getting a new grill, and because she wants me to start smoking stuff like you do.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
What were you looking at? Pellets or
price tags?
Well,
that was what I was looking at.
Well, if I could give you one piece of advice,
steal one.
Well, other than that, because I don't want to have to bail you out again. I mean, we've gone over this before. But don't skimp when it comes to a smoker. Get yourself a good smoker. I mean, do some research. I'll help you out. I'll give you any information I can. But you don't go pay $300 for a smoker and expect that it's going to be something good. Generally, it leaks all that beautiful smoke out. You're always having to repair things on it. Get yourself a good, I would say like a Kamado. It's a barbecue. Like a lump charcoal, and then you put smoker wood in there, and it's easy to control, and it gives you that grill taste, it gives you that smoker taste, and you can do a lot with those, like a Big Green Egg or a Vision or a Kamado Joe. Those type of smokers, I like those. I like those grills because they're very versatile. You can do a lot of things with them.
I just got very, very happy because of two different texts my wife has sent me in the last 15 minutes.
Right.
One of them says just now, that's funny. You're having shrimp tonight. Yes. That makes me very happy.
Nice. Yeah, you're a big shrimp eater.
Earlier, she realized, I need bacon. Yes. She needs bacon as an ingredient for one of her dishes. Ever since the cardiologist, we don't have as much bacon. Here's the excuse to have some bacon. So I'm about to have a very good night, I think.
Well, there
very
you go.
Good night indeed. So
anyway,
we were going through there looking at some of those smokers and stuff. And here's the thing. Can I tell you what it is? I feel like really bonded with my grill that I've had since 2014.
Sure.
The 10-year-old grill, it has set fire a couple different times because maybe I don't clean it as many times as I should, all the drippings and stuff underneath. And I've gotten it to perfection. You want a steak? Bam, steak. Chicken? Perfect. Everything. I've nailed it every time. Even done some salmon in there, and I just feel like it knows me. I know it. And I think I'd be sad. But
you don't have to get rid of it. You just add the smoker to your collection.
Yeah, I think maybe that's what I'll do. Although a nice, big, shiny new grill would be beautiful. I don't know. I'm torn, Randy. I'm torn.
Well, I mean, if you want to get a smoker and keep your grill.
I'm emotionally attached, but I also know I kind of want something new.
It happens, buddy. It happens.
Yeah, that's another thing I should add to the list. I'm going to try to do some chores. I need to probably shovel all the stuff out of the bottom of that grill.
Well, there's that that propane grill that's out there that's amazing. It's like $1,200 though.
Mm-hmm.
But it's got the hot zone, and you could put a little basket of wood chips in there, and you could get it smoking, on that grill too. But boy, that's an amazing machine.
I know that it's the time to say goodbye to my current grill. It's coming. Man,
yeah.
I've been through.
It happens.
Over the last 10 years, the kids have informed me that I make better hamburgers than In-N-Out. I make better steak than steakhouses.
Well, there you go. See that? There you go. That's the best compliment.
Yeah. What if I don't grill as well on the next grill?
Oh, you'll grill even better.
Yeah.
Let me help you out. We'll pick out a good one.
All right. You're gonna have to help me through this, Randy.
All right.
Well, this edition of Culinary Confessions was great. We'll see you next time. Everybody have a happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you Monday. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to